And the good news is
You know this.
that we do have several weeks in between, so we can do other jobs while Aegea's school relaxes. And
guys. Next week, I'm gonna be playing in the location of Aegea. And by that I mean I'm gonna be visiting next week.
Okay.
Okay, so playing from the physical location.
That's what those words meant.
Listen, I can word really good.
sometimes.
Know how much brain it takes to make the words go?
No, how much?
Enough.
Much
Now.
brain.
Now, since the stream has officially started, I suppose I should go and do my job as GM.
I guess.
So how are we all doing today?
Bad.
Well, buck up, sunshine, 'cause we're in for a wild ride tonight.
Oh boy.
Where we left our characters, they're in preparation for the aforementioned and soon-to-be infamous casino job. A task that has been put on hold with the weeks in between to go and do what Shadowrunners should normally do when they have weeks in between jobs. Legwork, scouting, taking other jobs. Fantastic timing. What are we all up to today? Starting with, let's go in order. Inan.
Fuck. So like, I really actually kind of want a boat cat. I think I'm coming back home with a boat cat that I just got from a shelter.
Great.
Fair. I hope you got it spayed and or neutered.
To many, I'm sure.
So yeah, I'm taking care of the boat cat in my room as of right now.
Good.
I think we should just name it Boat Cat.
Sure.
Fair enough. And Noose, what are you up to?
I'm getting used to carrying a massive sword on my back.
How's that going?
Probably not very well.
Just to clarify, you don't know how to use the sword, do you?
No. Like, I'm not even strong enough to, like, pull it out of the sheath.
But your magical hands are.
Yeah. That's what they're for.
Well, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
What?
Anyway,
Done.
Velasca?
If I'm lying, I'm crying.
What do you have going on?
Alaska? Well, she's been doing, like, night school to improve her medical skills, so she's, like, right now, in the galley, eating cereal, in a, like, t-shirt and boy shorts, and reading, like, an anatomy and physiology textbook.
Sounds fantastic. And, Decoris, what are you up to?
No idea. Probably also playing with the cat.
That works. And I would ask for Wraith, but Wraith is currently in
Stasis.
the interview process. That's a good way to put it. Speaking of, I just have this image of, like, him sitting there, like, with Anon and Decabite and probably Decoris there. And Decabite just out of the blue is like, how do you feel about a cranial bomb?
Why, do you have one?
No, but you could.
Just temporary, until you die.
So what are your biggest strengths?
This is my animal handling. Oof.
Hey, no, my cat. I'm gonna animal handle.
Try it, bitch.
I shall.
There's a cat in my room right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, there's a cat in my room right now.
Whoa! A cat sniffing my hand.
Wow.
So interesting thing. I only have one die.
You could easily tie with me.
Yeah, easily.
Are we trying to train the cat?
No.
I edge.
I don't edge.
Wait,
You
actually,
should probably
I
push the limit with that.
I pushed the limit. Fuck.
Hey!
Almost
So,
made that a
I'm-
crit glitch.
What was that?
You almost made that a crit glitch.
Yeah.
Well, you had a cat.
Out
The
of
cat walks
curiosity,
on
you got him out. Should I be counting that as official?
What was that?
Should I be counting that edge use as official?
I mean, yeah, sure. Listen, she's getting trained about as well as anyone can, as any normal person trains a cat.
Oh, the course isn't training her. She's just like hanging out with the cat. And just like petting her. In all the right places that one success can afford.
That's also barely not a glitch.
Yeah. But not a glitch!
Okay.
As an
That is not a
aside,
glitch.
as an aside, since you are attempting to train this creature, you'll receive a message from Decabite that says, "If you want your cat to stay a cat, don't let it piss on my electronics."
Again, not training. Just petting it.
Neither am I.
And I mean, I definitely adopted like a cat that's like at least a year old, so Charlotte doesn't need to be trained too much. Like,
Yeah. Hopefully.
It is an item, not a friend. Anyway.
Hey! Hey!
Yep.
Take that back.
No.
You take
Oh.
that back or you're a bad GM.
all right. So what plot point happens?
Yes, getting back on track. You will be contacted shortly thereafter by a liaison from Renraku.
Oh, thank God, it's not.
This happy guy.
Hey,
Oh.
the bad guys in the Matrix.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, you want to get like some more visually appealing cyberware?
Yeah. Do you say that out loud?
No.
I don't
Wow,
know.
you sure are
That was-
ugly.
That was your first reaction, so maybe I should make you roll a composure on that.
have,
No.
have him roll judge intentions.
Oh, he knows. He knows. He can tell.
Fuck, he better. He fucking decided to get that wear.
So yes, he will greet you, Anon. Hello. I'm a representative for the Renraku.
Hello, and to what do we owe the pleasure?
The pleasure's all mine. We've recently come across a bit of work that would benefit from your unique skill set. You see, we've heard of your, shall we say, skill in handling delicate issues from our contacts in Winter Systems and As Technology, and find ourselves interested in acquiring those services.
All right. And so, what did you have in mind?
I don't know how familiar you are with the MDC, but we handle the MDC being, to specify, the Manhattan, the Big Ten owners of Manhattan.
Mhm.
We handle a number of day-to-day issues throughout the city, and one of those issues happens to be reconstruction. Well, as we were tearing down an older building and writing up the plans for a replacement corporate headquarters, we broke into what appears to be an underground metro. Not what you would call unusual given the nature of the rebuilding of Manhattan after the earthquake. A number of buildings, underground facilities, and metro tunnels were buried and lost, especially after the crash in the 2050s, with the loss of records and information about those buildings. And what we believe is we found a basement research facility that may have been attached to one such corporation from the past. How familiar are you with the data line info group?
I can't say that I am.
Not unsurprising. They went bankrupt in the 2040s.
Is everybody in this call?
Yeah, like it. Well, when it like it calls that come through the company phone are like auto group calls, so like anyone can join the call.
All right.
Yeah, we learned our lesson the hard way.
Good. So Noose is gonna Manhattan history. What does Noose know about this thing that he's talking about?
This corporation was a tech contractor for DARPA. That had been founded as early as the late 1990s. Through their inception and up to their closing of the doors in the 2040s. They were handling microtechnology, nanotech, like ferrofluid metals, things like that.
All right. Noose explains all of this before the liaison gets a chance to.
The liaison will look at you, not annoyed, but he's slowly gaining your measure. But he will go, yes, this corporation, well, we believe that we may have found one of their, I suppose you could call it lost labs. The building itself was flattened during the earthquake in the 2020s, but much of their underground infrastructure seems to be in mild to moderately good shape from what we can tell, which leads us to the job. Our company is interested in retrieving whatever information might be on the servers in this facility. We sent down a research group, but unfortunately they were unsuccessful in finding the information. We were hoping that perhaps you and your cohorts would be willing to take up the job, with the full understanding that this is outside of what you consider your normal purview.
What is our normal purview? We haven't done anything in it, I don't think, yet.
We have. The first job was.
Less than most, though. Anyway.
We're troubleshooters in every meaning of the term.
Exactly. Do you have any questions before we continue?
So we're just going to a collapsed building and looking for a thing? Is that right?
Essentially, yes.
I mean, it sounds like Noose could do this on his own.
No.
As a couple
If
of
their team failed, they have.
There's probably a shit ton of ghouls.
Yeah.
Well, to clarify, the team that failed, like, we have a presence on site. They'll be able to provide you more information if you're interested. To specify, though, this is a rather, from what we understand, it sizable facility.
Yeah, if they're calling in a military company and not their own tech people, that's because they failed because things need fighting.
Hmm.
So Noose is not going down there on his own.
No, like, you can go down there without being down there, though. If we're just looking for
Not
something,
for the things
then
that
you're
I would
also-
want to do.
As it stands, there are some concerns. Yes, we have tried magical reconnaissance, but we found there may or may not be magically awakened bacteria floating about the facility. If you're not familiar with what he's talking about fab.
Fab.
Yeah.
Wait,
Does Fab affect nanotech?
no.
Okay, that's the other
What,
thing.
what strain of Fab?
We don't know.
What's the F and Fab stand for?
Fantastic.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Fantastic.
Fabulous.
Fabulous awakened bacteria. Oh.
I mean, there is actually a coat that's filled with Fab in Street Lethal called Fabulous.
Yeah.
So what are the effects of that other than being like a living mana barrier?
Strain 1 just glows in UV when in contact with like magical shit. Strain 2 becomes a mana barrier basically, and Strain 3 actively like eats away at mana.
Huh.
Okay, so only Strain 3 is dangerous.
Yeah, Strain 3 is what they used to clear out Chicago.
Yikes.
Yeah.
So like, what kind of eating magic?
What
does it do?
If a fully awakened person gets bathed in this stuff, do they die or do they become less magical?
They'd
Yes,
probably
but-
die.
Yes, to that.
I can't remember the mechanics off the top of my head.
I do know that for the Fabulous coat, one of the notes they have on there is if that stuff spills on you and you're awakened, it will suck your magic out. Like, it permanently reduces your magic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, either...
Okay,
like-
so worse than background count.
Yeah.
If it helps, the Renraku executive will specify that it's likely not Strain 3, as the magical constructs they were using were not outright destroyed, they were just blocked.
From what it looks like, there isn't. Fab 3 has not been statted out in 5th edition. It's just it's dangerous.
So it's some GM weaponry. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
stop using magic. Here, now you can't.
Like, if I take it these bacteria are immune to typical bacteria killing means, or else you could just like bleach this place down or whatever, use some radiation at it.
I mean, you could do that. I mean, it depends on how. I don't know how strong the bacteria is, but it's not invincible.
So just cook this place for a short while and eventually.
Yeah,
Well,
could we just bring like lots of UV flashlights?
Well, the Renraku executive will tell you that due to concerns about potentially destroying research or data, they are not going to go and opt into a major solution to the bacteria, as from what their research indicates, the bacteria is mostly coated on, like, the effects are mostly isolated to the outside of the facility, and not actually in the facility itself.
Okay, so once we get inside, we're safe asterisk from the bacteria.
Yes. And they actually do have he will tell you that they have a secured access point,
So it's like a magical Faraday cage.
basically.
So why don't the magic people just go in there and look around? Why don't we, like...
They tried that, and something strange happened. We aren't quite sure what, but the mages who went to astrally perceive the facility have not awakened yet, and it's been several days.
You are considerably more expendable.
That is a fair way to put it, yes.
Are they still pissed from when I quit working with them? Is this what we're finding out? I thought that split was amicable.
It's like an official hit job. It's like, we're hiring you to go into this deadly place.
Yes.
Yeah,
If you
so,
specify
well,
that, like,
potentially
you have-
deadly.
Do you have?
No, I'm just thinking that in my head.
As it is, the Renraku executive will say, "Ah, Velasca, I'd heard you were with this group. That did influence our decision to choose you,
It's Valencia.
Malaysia."
Yay.
That
Just
could-
gonna smile and
Smile
try
and
not to panic.
He'll wave back.
Can I judge intentions, the guy? As he says that.
Yes, go ahead.
Alright.
I'm going to also do that just in case.
I'll edge that too. I got 10 hits.
He really does mean it. Part of the reason that he chose
No.
this group.
Yeah, of course he means it influenced his decision, but to what end?
I was explaining that.
Okay.
Yes, you realize that. Yes, he is being what's the word? Honest about his statement there. Part of the reason that they selected this group is specifically because Valencia was in it, and Valencia has a good record with them.
So it isn't a hostile means.
No.
Okay.
If it helps, one of the things that you pick up on is that this is definitely not intended to just kill you all.
Alright.
They are
I
genuinely intending for you to succeed.
DNI Valencia, giving her what I'm picking up on. It's like I think this guy is genuine about like not being trying to be an underhanded jerk.
That's great. It's always kind of like, this is out of character. It's always kind of like a nervous thing when you leave on good terms with the people who made you, pretty much bred you to be a soldier and didn't turn out as great as they'd hoped.
Well, that was then, this is now.
Yeah, it's like they are here just for your talents and not to go.
That having
Yeah,
said,
I mean,
that
like,
having
it was
said,
like a beta test. It didn't work out as well as they'd hoped.
ladies and gentlemen, that having been said, you can tell that he is extremely stressed about this.
Okay. Oh, how long is this after the casino, the last night of the casino job we worked on? Because I do have 3 edge left, and I'm wondering how much I should have right now.
It's been about 5 days.
All right, so I'm back up.
Yes.
-1. Sweet. Good to know. Thank you.
All right. And to go forward, since it's already 8 o'clock, I'm gonna be trying to push to get this stuff done.
Sure.
So,
All right. So
pretty
it sounds
common.
like they just want us to go down there. What are we looking for again?
He will specify that they're interested in literally anything you can pry off the wall. Databases, any computer cores you can find, research notes.
Because don't say literal if you don't mean it. Like I will bring a chair out.
Well, I mean, he will specify that they're interested in if there are any samples down there. But the big prize is the database info core.
Okay.
It's essentially the hard drive of the supercomputer that this company was using to store all their information on. He will tell you that it's extremely well hardened, so it's a pretty hardy piece of equipment. It's basically an apocalypse-proof computer, so it should have all the data that they need on it. But anything else you can bring up would be great too.
What's the name of this place that we're going down to?
So it was.
Go on, Sophie. Sophie?
So it was a supercomputer as of the 2040s.
Yeah.
So not that good by today's standards.
So like an iPhone.
Well, I mean, what you maybe this was a DARPA computer, so it would be on parity with like a Fairlight Excalibur currently, as far as tech goes.
I mean, technology has advanced a lot in the last 30 years.
Yeah, but
That's the 40-year-old.
he's fairly confident that there's going to be several terabytes of information on this.
Yeah, we've gone, like, at this point in time, they've gone past the terabytes as a common unit of measurement.
Quintabytes.
Petabytes.
Petabytes?
Regardless of the point, though, that is what they're specifically looking for.
Alright, so regardless of technological advancement and continuity being
Well,
what
I
it
mean,
is,
the point that they're making here, though, is that whatever this computer is it's air gapped, so they can't just download it out of the system. They actually have to physically retrieve the unit.
Okay, so we want to pick this thing up, shove it in a wheelbarrow, bring it out to them.
Well, it's about the size of a suitcase, so.
Oh, alright.
And how many of your people have you lost?
There have been incidents.
That's not a number.
Yes, they already said that.
As of right now, we have sent down a few military units that have been encountering some difficulty of an unspecified nature.
How many is a few?
4.
That didn't sound very genuine or certain. I want to judge intentions that 4. What does he mean when he says 4?
With 4 successes, he means 4.
I believe that intonation was the GM pulling a number out of his butt.
Yeah. It is at least 4 groups that they have sent down there, besides including the original research group.
4 groups, not 4 people.
Yeah. Said
Okay.
4
Yeah,
units.
Okay. Well, unit can mean anything.
If you do ask, he will tell you that they have set up a base camp at the entrance of the facility, and they've halted all construction in the area and moved units in.
Do they know the names of the people sent down?
They won't give you that information. He'll tell you that the people were Renraku employees.
Yeah.
Where on the priority list would be returning them?
He would look at you and say, any return of valued Renraku employees would be appreciated.
Understood.
That having been said, what he will tell you is that just to take the job, the Renraku is willing to pay 200,000 million.
No.
Just for taking it.
Yes, just for taking the job. And if you return with the data core, they're offering 750,000 million for its safe return.
What the fuck?
I'm suspicious.
Okay, we're gonna
Can
die.
I judge this person? Can I judge the job itself?
Anyone want to buy a flamethrower?
If you are interested in asking him why they're offering so much,
I am.
he will tell you that what they believe is that there is lost next generation data for nanotechnology. What their belief is that they may or may not have a functional way to CFD-proof nanotech.
Oh.
Down there. So it's something of a big deal to Renraku.
Yeah, it's also a big deal to me since I've got a fair amount of nanotech in me.
Alright, well, I was planning on negotiating because this is such a dangerous job, but
Yeah.
what do I do with this?
Well, I do have one more question.
Yes.
How much are you willing to pay for psychometric impressions?
Nothing.
So,
We
I
want the
want-
hard data.
Alright,
not
they don't
just-
care what happened.
I want to say, for negotiation, 750,000 is such an ugly number. Can't we bump it up to just 8? That's the only
No,
thing I got!
no, it isn't.
You know what? Give me a negotiation.
A million looks much better on the ledger.
Well, no, actually, it would be better because then altogether it would make an equal mill.
Yeah, I'm actually being serious. Roll me a negotiation.
Sure. I'm looking at my numbers. Negotiation, yeah, 18.
And
18.
hold
and
on.
Magic. Sure.
This is bargaining. I'm gonna teamwork.
Okay. Give me your dice.
Nope.
Can I leadership your teamwork?
No.
Edging.
Oh,
Alright, I'm edging. 8.
at 8 successes,
Yeah.
he will tell you that there, from what they understand, is not all of the data may be centralized in the core. There are several air gap computers in individual labs. If you can get the databases from those as well, they'll throw in an extra 50,000.
Nice. Alright, hopefully that shouldn't be too extra hard.
They will tell you that they need you as soon as possible, but if you need a couple of days to get your affairs in order, purchase equipment or whatnot, Renraku is willing to wait for a certain period of time, like say 48 hours. As an aside, they are also willing to open up their on-site armory if you require ammunition or firearms rating 12 or under, or availability 12 or under.
Alright, I say it's like, of course we don't want to keep you waiting. We want to get back to you as soon as possible. But if you don't mind, I'd like a moment of silence or a moment of muting, a moment of I don't want to say muting him from the call. He can't hear us, so we can talk.
A moment to talk amongst ourselves.
Yeah,
Not a moment of silence.
a moment of silence.
Seems he's
We
lost.
just got a cat. Come on. Yeah, a moment to ourselves. We may discuss this internally.
We need a moment of silence. We just got a cat. Ominous.
Yep.
Yeah, so with his approval, hopefully we pause the call, put him on hold. That's what I'm looking for.
Yep.
And so it's like this sounds almost too good to be true. Anybody have any objections to taking this? Valencia, I know you had some history with these people in the past. Any moral dilemmas there?
No, I mean, it was for being like a beta tester for like pretty cutting edge at the time BioWare. It worked out pretty well. Like, at no point did I get amnesia and get tracked down through Europe while
Hey, you know
Moby
it.
played in the background.
What is that a reference to?
Yeah, it sounds like a reference.
The Bourne Identity. Yes.
I've never seen the Bourne movies.
We should.
That is a shame. The first one's worth watching.
We should schedule a movie night on the boat. All right.
Yeah. So yes, no, around the team. And on. How you feeling?
I think we can do this.
All right, Noose.
I believe it would be wrong to not do this.
Very well, Alicia.
I think we're good to go on.
All right, and Squeaky Chair. How do you feel? Great.
Decabite will vote money, so.
Huh?
Decabite will vote money, so he's in.
All right. I'm suspicious about the lack of difficulty put forth verbally by the Johnson, and get the enormous payout. It's making me very suspicious, but I say we go ahead and find out what's going on. I'm for it.
Yes. The sooner we go, the more likely we are to rescue anybody.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But the less likely we are to survive it.
Well, let's. I am good to go weapons and kit wise, and I feel like as our weapons specialist / street samurai, I'm probably the one most likely need to buy stuff like custom or get weapon.
They did say they're willing to open their armory to us, so I think purchasing options or purchasing items right before the job for the job might be less of an issue. We could easily just borrow stuff and give it back.
Yeah, my only question is, do we need, like, hazmat suits or shit?
But if we do, they'll undoubtedly provide them. They wouldn't be setting us into there looking for something they actually want back and not give us an ability to return from the building. And if we don't, well, we can ask. So
Yeah, I mean, if you do ask, he will tell you that they will provide hazmat tech if you need it,
yeah, great,
if you request it.
great,
Okay.
and wait.
And this area, it's in the old, or it's accessed via the old New York metro system. Like, that area is down by the water table. Do we need to be worried about swimming or stuff?
They will tell you no. What they believe is that this is a self-contained system. This was an internal rail system within the campus. So,
yeah,
like, it's not part of the New York Metro. It's like it's like a small rail trolley line.
I asked a question earlier I don't think got answered. What is the name of this building that we're going into?
Oh, right. This would be Silverhawk subsidiaries. It was a laboratory or an independent laboratory that was bought out by this specific DARPA. Like, it's essentially a DARPA front, is what they will tell you.
Should I roll knowledge to know what DARPA is, or ask my teammates first? What's DARPA?
Defense Advanced DAR Research Project Agency. It used to be ARPA, the Advanced Research Project Agency. They created stuff like drones and
The internet.
Yeah.
Railguns.
It's defense against the dark arts. That's what DARPA stands for.
Oh yeah, the starts with an R.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I see no objections to going forward with this other than the unknown, and that's something to be faced when we get to it, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, that is definitely a thing you can do. So do you want me to call?
Yeah.
So the Renraku liaison will look at you and say, "So have you come to a decision?"
I believe we have come to a conclusion, and it is a positive one.
That is what I wanted to hear. We will forward you the location of the forward camp for this facility. We will also, as I said, open our armory to you and provide you any anomalous materials you might feel you need walking in.
Okay.
And as we said, you do have 48 hours before we can declare the contract null and void. So if you have anything you need to get done beforehand.
Sure. All right. Deuce did bring up a good point, saying the sooner we go down there, the more likely we are to save, but the more less likely we are to save ourselves. Do we have a happy medium that we're wanting to strike here? I say to my team.
Noose would be
I'm
interested in
prepared.
spending one day to learn how to use a sword.
Okay.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna go on site and figure out. I want to get engineering plans that they have for the areas in case we need to try to go in through a non-standard route.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to know that if I have to blow through a wall, if I'm gonna be collapsing a city block above.
So do you want to just go down the line and start with Velasca? Everything cool? Everyone cool with that?
Of things for prep?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. When Velasca arrives, the first thing that she's going to notice about this place is it's actually been turned into a walled military camp. Like, there are actual barbed wire walls
Oh
surrounding
god, are
it.
there fucking Heskos around?
Yeah, there are turrets. I don't know what Haskos are.
Heskos are the quick build fort walls, which are the ballistic nylon Kevlar mix.
Yes.
That you dump a bunch of concrete or a bunch of dirt into.
Yeah.
So, get the stuff that you make fobs out of.
Yeah. As you approach, they will flash your credentials, but since you're authorized, they'll wave you through. One thing you will notice, is that at the gates there are guards in level 3 mil-spec armor with assault cannons guarding it. And as you walk through the gates, you notice there are a lot of guards with heavy weapons in mil-spec 3 armor.
You know that gif of Malcolm Reynolds with like the finger up and then he takes it back and just covers his mouth looking concerned? That's Velasca right now.
So yeah, as you walk through the camp, it's a standard military camp. There's like a command and control center. There are, there's a supply. There's a motor pool. In the motor pool, if you notice, it's a tank. There's a tank in there. So yeah, along with Jeeps and APCs and things. Do you walk past the medical tent?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and head towards the medical tent because I do actually have a medical background, so I do want to kind of see what's going.
If you try to look through the front, there's actually one of those hazmat entry tunnels where you have to go through to have it's a fully sealed tent. And by tent I mean like a plastic bubble almost with opaque walls.
That's great. I'm gonna.
If you attempt to get in, there are actually guards there who will stop you.
Yeah, and I'm going to say I'm the medical specialist on my team, and I want to know what you have that you're containing on this site that's so bad, so I know what sort of protective gear I need to tell my team to use.
Give me a roll.
I'm with what?
Give me a negotiation.
I was really hoping you wouldn't say that.
Do you want to try and con him instead?
No, I was really hoping to use my medicine skill.
You're talking to a guard.
Yeah, I know.
A guard in tier 3 mil-spec armor with an assault cannon.
It went as well as it possibly could.
He'll look at you for a moment and then radio, you'll see him motion to radio. A few minutes later, a medic will walk out, someone who's a doctor, and he'll introduce himself and say, "I'm part of the on-site medical staff. I was told that you had concerns about, what was it, if you needed chem sealing or whatnot."
Yeah, I'm our team's chemist and combat lifesaver, and I want to know if we are running into anything that I need to have my team wear PPE for.
Do you have a judge intentions?
Yeah, I do. It's not great. It's sick.
Give me a judge intentions.
Everyone has judge intentions.
This person will walk you through the bare essentials. They will notify you that it's a surprisingly clean environment for having been buried for 30 years. Or not 50 years, sorry. I apologize. I'm getting my dates mixed up. But he will tell you that it's a surprisingly clean environment for 50 years, despite it being buried underground and 50 years old. They haven't picked up any kind of biological or radiological danger as far in as they've managed to get. That having been said, if you mention full chem seal protection, he will say, yes, we will be providing you with an armored chem suit.
Okay, and we don't need to worry about okay, that's good. Do you have any idea what sort of chemicals it is? Is discharging a firearm gonna cause a methane explosion down there?
As far as that goes, he will say no.
Can we get oxygen or atmosphere meters from you guys?
He is willing. He says that they'll provide a full sensor suite with the equipment if you don't have it already.
Okay, great.
So the reason I had you roll judge intentions, while you're talking to this guy, you're going to notice that he's extremely skittish. His face is pale and drawn. His eyes are wide and bloodshot. He looks like someone who is under incredible amounts of stress. And his attitude shows that he clearly wants to get back to what he's doing, and not be answering your questions. After you ask him that, he's going to ask you, "It's like, are we done here?"
Yeah, we are.
Good, and then he will just turn and walk right back into the facility.
Okay,
Do you try to glance in after him?
Yeah, I do.
You don't see much except for one patient, in the far background. You hear screaming, and if you look at him, like, one of his arms is like half melted off, and the other one is covered in dark gray splotches. There are two orderlies holding him down while a third is trying to sedate him. And the door closes.
Yeah.
So probably chemical seals.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
Do you go anywhere else?
I'm gonna go to the hardware store, actually.
You don't want to get any engineering information or
I'll
anything?
grab engineering information like specs and stuff if I can.
So you're going to the command center next?
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't mean to guide you, but I'm not quite sure where you're going with this.
Well, after this, I'm going to the hardware store because fighting with just guns makes you stupid. Fighting with duct tape and guns makes you
So yeah, as you walk in, you'll notice that the command center is chaos and bedlam. You can tell that there's a lot of high-ranking Renraku execs, or not execs, but military personnel there, including Red Samurai.
Oh, that's fucking great. They're dicks.
Beyond that, like, you'll be stopped by a secretary after you walk in, and they'll want to know what your business is there.
I'm gonna say that I'm with their recovery team, and I want to see if they have any building specs that I can grab, because I might have to use explosives if we have to get through a wall, and I don't want to bring down the structure on top of us and from underneath them.
What they will tell you is that they don't have any.
That's great.
Information on the design, like the architecture of the facility, what it would look like, was lost in the crash.
That's perfect. Well, this is why I have a radar sensor with a 3D or with the math SP, so I can determine exactly how thick. Well,
they will tell you that they would prefer it if you didn't blow things up.
Yeah, I would too. But if I have to cut through a wall, I want to be.
Other useful bits of information they will give you, however, is that the facility is powered. The facility has running water. The facility is not attached to any grids. So it has its own internal water and power. It's also held up remarkably well, despite the fact that it was an underground structure in the middle of an earthquake. And one of the things they will mention is that there were signs of repair on some of the walls and equipment that they have seen. It is old repair, but it is definitely a sign that there was something or someone down there at some point in time in the past. Their current theory is that the facility was being repaired and maintained by people trapped underground.
It's great, guys. I love this. I love everything about
it. Guys.
So what kind of threats are being alluded to here?
Yeah, can I do like medicine to try and figure out like what are the closest symptoms to what I saw? Like what would produce that? Like what's the differential diagnosis from what I saw?
Yeah, give me a medicine, and you can include your first aid skill as a bonus die pool.
How does a bonus die pool work?
You just add whatever your first aid skill is on top as bonus dice when you roll for medicine. So if you've got first aid 4, add 4 bonus dice.
I'm gonna edge that.
Okay.
Best case scenario, this is just acid damage.
Worst case scenario, bugs.
At 5 successes, what you know, from what you saw of that person, the arm was melted off. Though the source is unknown because it didn't match what looks like fire or acid damage. And the splotches on his other arm look remarkably similar to what you would expect from an allergic reaction to hornet stings.
Bugs.
Oh, this is great. I'm gonna go to a hardware store and buy some adhesive and duct tape and make a calm call and say, so we might have bugs down there.
She'll get some spray.
What kind of bugs?
Oh, the kind of bugs that can detach someone's arm from their body in a way that makes it look like it was melted off.
Not equipped for fighting those yet.
Yet. You don't need more than 48 hours.
Well, yeah, I mean, the entire point of Noose's build is to fight spirits. So if this ends up being like a nest of insect spirits, he's not ready for that yet.
So, I'm still not certain why Noose can't use his, like,
I'll fuck up a spirit.
seeing somewhere else magic spell after he's entered the building. And just, like, scope out the whole shebang.
We'll find out when we get there.
Question:
Yes.
Would magic bullets affect spirits, or is that still just
Yeah, those are
magically
magic
affecting
weapons, I
regular
believe.
plane?
Wait, what was the question?
Magic bullets.
Do they hurt spirits?
I would imagine. I mean, normal bullets affect spirits too. It's just really hard to.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
They don't
They do,
really
like-
affect it. They trigger the immunity.
So they get a lot of hardened armor, but you can still, if you're good.
Well, the real question then is: are they treated like foci or not? For the purpose of dealing damage to spirits.
You're treated like foci.
Get out of here! You're not in the
You don't
game.
know.
Okay. So
Is that everything Velasca does?
Yeah.
All right. Who wants to go next?
Actually, you know what might be a thing to do? I don't know if I don't think Decorus has the skills to do it, but she could ask. What's Decabite doing right now? By the way, he's not available.
No, Decabite's available. He's just doing his own thing.
Okay. Decorus will ask Decabite if he has any small camera-ready drones that could be spared.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of drones.
All right. She would ask him if he could either do it himself or make it something that she would be able to do to have a drone be able to be flown down there and just go as far into the building as it can to see what's going on. Catch anything?
He will tell you that is possible but extremely difficult. Going underground with a drone for any kind of distance is really hard because of noise issues. Like it's easier to just be down there with the drone.
Yeah.
Trying to go and control the drone from above ground it's doable, but extremely likely that he'll lose control of the drone.
What if we connected the drone? What if we get a really long wire and connect the drone?
So basically, what Decorus' second part of the question is, like, is there any way you can hand the controller over to me that I can go down there and have the signal be directly from me to the drone, not through whatever layers of cement separate underground from the upper ground?
Unless you physically go down there, then no.
Yeah, she's willing to go down there to like the safety of. Has Valacia returned at this point?
Yeah.
Huh?
That's a good question. Has Valacia returned?
She is on the comm. She like got on the comm and told everyone about this. She is buying a lot of stuff.
All right. Well, even if whether or not Valacia has described what she's seen in there, even the Johnson said that we have a camp down at the bottom of the place. So Degoris is at least willing to go down there to see like what's going, and especially willing to go down there if she can control a drone. To any extent.
They have a camp at the location. They don't have a camp down the location. Like they have a secured access point, but beyond that, it's kind of a crapshoot.
I mean, if she can get any closer, it's going to be easier to control the drone. Yeah.
The best they can offer you is to go down the elevator they have set up at the entrance. Beyond that is classified as unknown.
Okay.
The teams that they have sent down there, most of them have not returned, and what few have returned, they will tell you that it wasn't good.
Yeah, so like if she just goes down at the bottom of the elevator, like lets the elevator doors open but doesn't leave there, she feels like that was like at least some level of safety. And from standing in the elevator, just kind of like control the drone to go and check out the inside of this building.
Well, why don't we just have the drone like look around corners and shit once we're down there?
Okay. Well, I'd like to know earlier so we can know what to prepare around. Yeah.
Decabite will offer you the equipment that you're asking about. Do you actually go and do that?
I'd like to, yeah. I don't know if I have the ability to pilot a drone very well.
Do you have pilot aircraft?
Pilot aircraft? No.
Then no, you can't.
Yeah, so I mean I could reasonably buy a skill and use this as the time learning it.
Would you like Decabite to just do it for you?
If that's something he can do.
Right, Decabite will tell you he'll get back to you by the end of the day.
Alright, yeah. Love you, hun.
Toodaloo. And then he will ride out on top of his drone on a throne made of drones.
Sure.
In all seriousness, he took the truck.
Yeah.
Do you do anything else? Do you call anyone or anything like that?
Who would I know that would know the underground to any great extent? I have the dock worker, the info broker, firefighter.
Info broker might be able to give you something.
Fence, corporate manager, club owner, forensics expert, high stakes negotiator, as technology fixer, art critic.
Well, if you've got a fixer, you can ask them. Info broker, fixer, anyone who deals with information might be able to get you something.
No, I don't have a fixer, I only have a fence. I could contact my info broker for just getting me floor plans of buildings.
We should contact my info broker instead for that.
Okay.
Because my info broker is the archivist. He specializes in outdated floor plans for buildings.
Well, there's that. I was also wondering if we could get a collection of newer floor plans of the same company and building type, so we could
It's a former company, they said.
Yeah, they don't exist anymore, and most of their information was lost in the crash in the 2050s.
Okay. Yeah, then let's go with Nooses.
All right, so give me a roll.
All right, so 12 plus connection. Does specialty account?
Yeah. Give him +2.
Nice. So that is 19 in total.
Nice. He will tell you that, yeah, he actually does have an underground map of the area. So he will forward you that, and it is an accurate map that shows subway tunnels and sewer lining and none of the stuff that was mentioned under the facility.
So even he doesn't have anything.
This place didn't exist according to records.
Yeah. If you extrapolate upon that, you realize that when this facility was putting all of this stuff in, they either were waived or did not notify the city, and it was put in on the slide. So the only records that would exist of this kind of thing would be in the company database or DARPA. Or whatever agency evolved from DARPA. UCAS government and all.
Right, so we are going in blind.
So there's no blueprint, no floor plans we've seen?
Hey, can Valencia get any sort of radar readings from up here?
What rating is your radar?
Meow.
Valencia? I think Valencia has gone somewhere. So we will put that on hold.
So I have a question.
Okay.
Does a weapon focus count as a weapon focus while it is not active for the purpose of bypassing immunity to normal weapons?
No.
Good to know.
Alright. Is there anything else Deuce or DeCourse want to do?
I don't know if there's anything I can do. We're just going down to an old building that picks up some tech. And it's an old building that nobody knows about, so it's not like I can get more.
Does Deuce want to use some common sense for this?
Alright.
One of the things that you remember is the man was extremely skittish and worried about this job.
Meow.
If you have the information from Velasca, I don't know, Velasca, did you transmit everything that you know to the group? Velasca. Alicia.
There you go.
Volusia?
Yeah. Did you transmit the information that you gathered to the group?
Yeah, I did.
You can extrapolate that you may be able to get more information about this job because it's a rather massive undertaking if you talk to someone who deals in information.
AKA talk to your info broker.
Oh, I already used mine. It's Decorus' turn.
Okay. So I'm talking to my dude, Dexter, the young male elf, who's into elven wines.
Elven wines! I'm sorry, I just had to do that.
Okay.
Everybody's into elven wines these days.
Yeah, I'm like kind of out of it for now, right now. Anyway, 7 successes didn't do it. Wow.
Well, no, that's because Noose was looking for something specific, so that's what the archivist went looking for.
7 successes confirmed that the information is impossible to obtain.
for floor plans of the building.
Yeah, there are no floor plans. Unless
Okay.
we're going to, like, hack DARPA.
So what do we know about...
Also, they don't exist.
So...
If
Okay.
we have a Technomancer, we could go into the Resonant and get information that way.
Do we know who built the building?
Well, it was probably a standard construction company, and then DARPA would have custom made their unit within it. And probably the only thing that we'd get from the original building is that they reinforced the DARPA unit.
I mean, just hear me out. So, like, construction company builds this building. Maybe the construction company, despite the company that used the building, maybe the company that built it is still around, outlived them, and perhaps has on-site records.
Like just IRL, when the federal government builds a deniable site, like any of the contracting offices that are like scattered out through the Virginia suburbs outside of DC, they do it in-house, so all the plans are only within the government.
Okay.
I
And what
mean,
about, like...
If you'd like to approach your info broker about that, you can give me a roll.
If you could find any surviving person, I can mind probe them. Or you can just talk to them.
I'm more just thinking... Okay, well, okay, two lines of thought. First of all, as far as the floor plan goes, that's kind of what Decabyte with the camera is for. It's like, maybe we can't find any records of it, but we can scope it out eye to eye. Second of all, maybe on paper they exist. Is there a city hall down there that we could roam through?
If you ask your info broker, they might be able to guide you in the right direction.
Yeah, that's just it. Everything I'm saying out loud. I'm not saying my info broker. I haven't even called my info broker yet because, like, I want to know. I'm not gonna call up my info broker and be like, "Hey, what should I be looking for?" Well, that may be a good question.
Just to kind of guide this, like, what are you trying to find? I guess. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know yet. I'm trying to figure that out. So I'm not calling my info broker.
no, like, what's the end goal here? Of like, what would you like?
Oh, a directable plan of action to just like, all right, we go to the building, we enter the building, we take this turn, this turn, we're at the rooms we're needing to go to, we get the stuff, we leave.
Once we're underground, I can use a spatial sense prep to get a layout of the building.
Will that spatial sense prep tell us where the rooms containing the things we want to find are?
No, but if it's a big hunk of metal, that's going to reflect differently on my radar. So we can just walk by the rooms, and I look for the thing that looks like a gigantic hunk of.
Okay. Now, you know what I'm going to call my info broker on is what kind of dangers exist in the underground of Manhattan that reflect these results of the things we've seen, the acids, the melting off, the stings, and the types of preparations that these people have
Give me a roll.
and failed to go against. Alright, my roll is 12 plus stuff.
We
Am I
should also ask
negotiating?
Anon about that. Magical threats.
Sure, so 12, I'm rolling 12 plus his connection.
Yeah.
Can I edge that?
I mean, you can if you want to.
How does Noose's connection have 19? Confusing. Five connection plus a specialty?
Yeah.
Okay.
Roll 2 more dice for me.
Alright.
Alright.
I'll also edge it, yeah. Okay. 16 minus 5, 11 minus plus 1, Well, I'll roll 12 more dice. Sweet.
Okay.
So 11.
At 11 successes, you're asking specifically for underground threats.
Yeah, underground threats that match these both. I'm asking both for a match to the acids or whatever we saw, matching the types of security that these people were yielding and failed against.
All right. It'll take him a little bit of time to get back to you, but when he does, he will tell you that there's nothing in the New York underground that matches anything that you are describing. But there are some old records on the old Shadowland servers that are referencing injuries of a similar vein as to those found in the Renraku arcology.
The arcology wasn't something Valatio had to go through, was it?
The Renraku arcology?
The arcology was a long time ago.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm getting my terms mixed up, and like I said, I'm kind of fading out. What's the... I don't know. I don't know what to do with this information. I tell this to my team.
Like this, the information specifically is that the injuries that you've described have been described like they are similar to injuries described during the Renraku arcology incident.
What was that? Well, what kind of threats were faced during that?
You ever seen the movie Virus?
No.
Okay. Basically, the AI of the Renraku arcology took over, closed the arcology down, and basically turned everyone inside into cyber horrors.
Okay.
In a nutshell.
Did our Johnson tell us anything about that being extra secret, having extra secrecy about all this? Would they have emphasized, like, if you see anything down there that you think is worth talking about, don't?
One of the things that your info broker will tell you is that you're not the first person to be asking about these injuries. There have been other Shadowrunning groups over the last few weeks who have contacted them about similar inquiries, which is actually why he was able to find, or why your info broker was able to find this. So one of the things he will tell you is that a number of high-profile PMCs and Shadowrunning groups in the area have contacted him about this. Beyond that, he says you may want to try talking to a fixer about it.
All right. So I asked him for his price.
Yeah, I think we're getting all the information that we can at this point. We should just head in.
I think we should talk to some fixers about the other Shadowrunning teams that have been talking about the same injuries that we haven't heard of anywhere other than in this place, that have been asking about these within the past few weeks.
Yes. Also, what I was trying to lead up to is I asked the guy his price, and whatever it is, I offer him a deal saying, how about, like, all right, I might pay that, or instead, I'll lay this option on you. What if I find out what's going on down there and let you know? As payment for letting me know what might be going on down there, I'll let you know what if it matches up to what you found. Because this is hella mysterious, don't you think?
Give me a negotiation.
All right.
He will tell you that is an acceptable alternative to finding him an elven wine.
Well, wonderful. All right. So I believe I've spent an edge. Yes. Wonderful. All right. Well, I'll let him know if I find out. Otherwise, I'll get a bottle. All right, and I hang up and I tell the team everything I've just found out. Yada yada viruses, yada yada fixers, yada yada Shadowrunners.
All right. Does anybody have any questions about that? Or need me to reiterate anything?
I think we should be make sure to be prepared to leave the scene at a moment's notice.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
As long as we
Another
make an
great-
attempt, that's worth 200,000.
All right.
Another great reason to know the floor plan. Escape options.
Yep.
I think what Jericho is trying. There isn't a floor plan. We can't get a floor plan.
I know. I'm just saying that is another reason we would have wanted one.
So, is that it for Noose and Decorus?
I guess.
Other than getting that blade skill.
We need
Okay.
to talk to a fixer.
I
Do you
did
wanna
it.
do
I
that?
got the blade skill.
Yay. Well, if that's it. Hinan, what are you up to? I noticed you rolled a whole bunch.
I made a couple preparation. There isn't anything else I can really do until we actually get boots on the ground.
All right.
Unless anyone wants my help with anything.
Well, I do talk to you about magical threats and all the matchings of the stuff.
Okay. Can I roll magical threats?
I mean, you can.
Okay. Does any of this? Can I roll my holy text knowledge skill?
No.
Okay.
This.
Sorry, it's God thrumming around down there. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. With one hit, these don't look like magical injuries.
Alright, so
Was that
16 dice. Are there any celestial bodies down there?
No.
Okay. Good to know.
At the end of the day, Decabite will arrive back. And what he will tell you is somewhat disheartening. I got down there. I started running the drones, but after about 30, 40 meters in, like pretty much as soon as I crossed the corner, the drones came back. The noise down there is insane.
It's probably a fucking Faraday cage.
So they turned the corner and
Well,
then turned back.
Essentially, what he describes to you is less Faraday cage, which is you can transmit inside or outside, but not both, but not through.
Right.
Specifically, it's like the facility has a low tech, low frequency. It's almost jamming, except that they were active. There was active radio and electromagnetic signatures and signals being passed back and forth of such volume that it created a massive noise rating. He will tell you that he was getting white noise 20 meters out, and the drones lost total control of the drones at 45 to 50 meters, and they just returned back since that was their programming. Mechanically speaking, you'd be looking at a noise rating that increases by 1 for every 5 to 10 feet.
That's not as bad as water, at least.
Something to keep in mind, noise ratings affect everything from wireless to radar sensors to drone access. So basically, once you go down there, your wireless is off.
Do we have a wired option, like Anon suggested?
We have a magic option.
Like, one of the things that you can do is you can set your equipment off wireless, or you can use a signal booster with a wired connection. both are options that you can explore at the facility. But if you just go down there, you will lose your wireless bonuses for all of your equipment and your PyTac.
But I mean, we'd still have wireless between the devices that are down there.
Assuming
As long
they're
as you're
less than.
within, yeah, as long as you're within 4 meters of each other.
Oh, also, I have a preparation that decreases noise.
That decreases noise?
Yeah.
We should probably also be expecting some amount of background count.
Jacobite couldn't comment. He doesn't know magic. All he knows is that there is a hellacious amount of noise back there, or down there.
You don't know magic, but do you know tragic?
Okay, well, I don't know if we're gonna get that much more from up here.
There is the fixer option. Talking to a fixer about the teams that have gone down there and asking.
Well,
about these
then talk to them.
Does anyone have a fixer
Yeah,
contact?
does anybody have a fixer?
Nope. Well, I do, but she's not my best contact.
You can always contact Mr. Kyoto for those who
No.
contact.
Are we the first? Or we could talk to the person who just contacted us. Is that and say we could talk to our Anarch liaison and ask, are we the first Shadowrun team that you've contacted about this?
He will kind of hem and haw and say, there have been others, but if you ask for details, he won't give you any.
I'll just say, Mr. Enraku, if I may call you that. We are trying to offer you the best service that we possibly can, and to do that, we need all the information on how to best get your your technology out of that building and into your hands.
I understand.
Mr. Renraku was my father.
Call me liaison.
Cut you off. He will cut you off and say, "This is information that's been secured at the executive level. I don't have an option on it, so you're on your own."
Okay. Well, thank you for your time. All right. So we know that we're not the first. We got to be careful if we want to be the last.
Does my cult librarian contact have any information on conspiracy theories related to this?
Nothing that would be classified as a cult. I mean, there's the usual online conspiracy theories. So, yeah, I mean, if none of you have a fixer contact, you can try contacting an info broker, or it's either going to be a fixer or an info broker, either or. Fixer will give you better information, but info broker is still viable if you want to approach this route.
I could. Oh, okay. Did we ever ask the people down there, "Hey, what's this gray stuff?"
Dude, like, the medic was not interested in fucking answering my questions.
And we probably shouldn't interrupt them in the middle of whatever they're dealing with.
Alright, I do have a forensics expert contact. If we could get a sample of that stuff, we could get some feedback.
No, we cannot. That's a hermetically sealed lab tent, like, with the guy with an assault cannon outside.
And heavy mil-spec armor. I have a light mil-spec armor.
I mean, I would give the same lip that I gave the Johnston. Like, we've been hired to do this thing that is gonna help you guys out and everything above you in the long run. Like, if you can have anything that could assist us, it would behoove you more than us to let us through and get what we need to get the job done safely.
Okay, like, just out of character, like, we aren't getting any more. Like, we have exhausted our information.
I don't think we have.
Like,
I think you're being a bit obtuse about this.
Yeah, if you request that, like a sample of that for outside examination, you'll just get a flat no. They won't even negotiate with you at that point. Like, because like all with Velasquez's Velatia's medical knowledge. I got it that time. Velatia's medical knowledge. From the way it looks, is like whatever that substance is that's in that guy's arm, they're not letting it out of the hermetically sealed tent, much less for you to drag it into a populated city.
Yeah, like out of character, I 100% think that we should get this rolling since it's been like an hour of us futzing about.
I get that, but we're being paid $1 million.
Doing legwork.
Yeah, I get that, and we're getting paid $1 million new yen to walk into a building, get something, and walk out. There's something in there that the Johnson doesn't want us to know about, or doesn't know about. We need to find this out. So, Valacia, we don't want to die. So yeah, we're exhausting our options. That's what we're doing to survive.
Yeah.
I think, okay, fair enough. We don't want to take that stuff out of the tent. Can I bring our guy into here to take a look at it so we can give, like, maybe uncover some information to help you guys out as well as us?
They will tell you no. Like, essentially what you're asking is, like, you're saying, can I go into the secret can I bring an outsider into your secret lab to go and do experiments on your secret experimental samples? And they will be like, no.
So, like, here's the thing, like, if they're willing to pay us 1 million new yen, that is it. Oh, no matter what the number is, whatever they're willing to pay us is a fraction of whatever they're able to make off of it. So if we're getting 1 million for this, think of what they're gonna get if we succeed.
Yeah, like, one of the things they will tell you is if you speak to someone higher up in the chain, or someone who is familiar with this kind of work, which I presume you get from your, like, info broker or whatever, they will tell you that this company does not give a shit if you all live, as long as you succeed. And they don't care if you crawl out dying, half melted to do it, so long as you do.
Yeah, and that's why I'm not trying to speak to, it's like, oh, please give us some ability to live. Like, I'm like, this is for you. You guys want to get this big payday? We need to succeed to be able for that to happen. Let us know what's going on.
Yeah, but we don't need to succeed. Someone does.
Yeah.
They have big guns, they just don't want to use their own.
Yeah, I mean, the long and the short of it is, like, if you ask about the stuff in the chem tent, they will just give you a flat no across the board. They'll tell you, we are providing you chem seal equipment and atmosphere sensors and, armaments as you need them, including, like, if you want a flamethrower like an Technology Striker or something, they will give it to you. Right. But they are not going to be giving you, like, access to their labs or anything like that.
Well, an option, this is a less safe option. All right, so tent, lab, that's not an option. I get that now. Here might be a secondary option, but it's absolutely less safe. Something going in there and seeing if we can't find our own gray goo.
Or like, if we're going to go down and do that, let's just go down there and go safe and go careful, bringing all the protective equipment that we can. I'm bringing a fuckload of medical supplies. I have a goddamn stretcher that one of you is probably gonna have to carry since I can't carry all this shit myself. And we clear every single corner, and we go safe, and we go slow, and we don't fuck up.
That is an option, but I definitely hear what you're saying. It is absolutely an attractive idea to just, like, fuck it, we're probably good enough to do this on our own, let's do it. I'm afraid of the option of if we're not prepared. I'm afraid. I'm afraid that it's like there's going to be a Shoggoth down there. There's going to be something down there that we're not prepared for. There's going to be, it's like, oh, we're prepared to fight a ghoul. Well, there's 2 ghouls. Well, we're prepared to fight 2 ghouls. Well, there's a dragon. A dragon, 2 dragons. There's always something above what we are expecting.
Okay, well, allow me just to lay it out from my profession, like my character's professional thing. I'm bringing down a Yamaha Raiden as my primary weapon. I have a emergency Marlin lever action rifle that can do 14p AP -6 thanks to Sophie's stuff. I have explosives, enough medical kits to start a small hospital. Like,
I know.
I'm not entirely sure what I would do to get more prepared, and I'm not sure what any of you would do to get more prepared.
So, I think that we've reached the point where it's like, I assume that what DeCourse is looking for is information on what kinds of threats would be down there.
Yes, absolutely. Anything.
Well, all right. So I'm going to give this one to you because I don't like seeing you guys fighting. If you contact a fixer, they will be able to put you in touch with people who have gone down there.
Yeah, I know. I get that. Thank you for that. I know that. But nobody seems to have a fucking fixer or want to contact theirs. I think Valacia has a
gave you
fixer.
the second option of an info.
I have a fixer. She is connection 1 only. I have no idea if that helps.
Give it a roll.
Only one way to find out.
Only
Yeah,
way to
roll
find
13 dice.
So I'm
12
adding-
dice plus 1.
So I'm adding a fixer contact is what I'm hearing.
That's 5 hits.
Yeah, all right. 5 hits. That's the good solid roll, and I'm glad we've reached this point. So,
thank you, Valacia.
what they will tell you is that you are not the first group to be contacted. Several PMCs have been contacted, as well as several high-end Shadowrunner groups. A fair number of them have refused the contract. You're somewhere down on their 8th or 9th ring of choices. From what they tell you is that there have been a few Shadowrunners who've gone down there and returned, mostly alive, with casualties.
Just
they will-
out of character, what is the threat? That is all we need to know.
They will tell you that the things that they have found are creatures that are essentially biological with machine parts attached to them.
Okay,
They will-
Cyberhorde.
Yeah, they will talk about nano, gray goo that gets splashed on things and disintegrates it. And they will say that there is something big and terrifying down there. That one of the stories that's going around is that there was a group of troll Shadowrunners, and there was some kind of creature down there that ripped one in two.
Sounds great.
Essentially, it's like there are rumors going around in the Shadow community that this place is a meat grinder. That Rinraku wants no matter what, Rinraku wants the payout for whatever's down there, and they're willing to sacrifice as many people to get it as they can.
Okay, cool.
You seem pretty eager to run down into it.
Well, I don't know, what the fuck? We've already accepted the contract. We cannot back out. That is, something our reputation...
Correct.
I can't, buy an assault cannon since I don't know how to use it. I literally have the most damage dealing I can with that law. I only have 9 dice in it. I don't know what else I personally can do to help, and I'm not entirely sure what anyone else besides Sophie right now with combat skills can do.
Yeah.
I can give some extra dice on that law, but
So, I was never suggesting that we back out or don't do it or whatever. I care about my team. I care about myself. I care about the job. I care about yeah, it's great. It's a great thing to be armed, ready to shoot, going around every corner slowly. But the question is how slowly and what are we looking for?
You're looking for a computer database.
Well,
That's in a
I meant
computer.
looking for to shoot. Some sort of mechanical flesh and machine beast. Also something big enough or strong enough to tear a troll in two.
Things that they will tell you that are effective down there. Flamethrowers.
Good.
Flamethrowers are useful. If you have the zapper rounds for the zapper bullets, those are also useful. If you don't know what those are, they're in kill code, page 52.
Yeah, that's a good question. Asking what was being equipped by the people who didn't die down there.
They've got the fuzzy grenades are effective. If you have something that if you have electric weapons, electricity is effective.
So elemental stuff sounds good.
Specifically
Fire.
electric.
Yeah, fire and lightning are
Fire
useful.
too.
Like they said, the electronic warfare grenades and bullets are useful.
so what it sounds it sounds like we're dealing with shit. And by that I mean Jess Salt, fucking CFD bullshit.
Didn't Decabyte get looper rounds recently?
Decabyte did get looper rounds, but those are only good for putting looping on cameras.
Oh, okay.
The ones that you're thinking of are zapper round.
So yeah, so now we know, like, to Valicia's point, what can we do to possibly get better at fighting these things? This stuff, I guess. Zapper bullets, flamethrowers, any sort of electrical gun.
What does
Bring
flamethrower
EMPs.
use? This ice pool.
I believe it's special weapon, probably.
Oh, then I
flamethrowers
can't use
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
Noose can default on heavy weapons with his magic hands.
a heavy or exotic is the
I
question.
think it's exotic. Exotic. Let me look at exotic ranged weapon. FFF. Oh, it's not called flamethrowers. It's called something else. Oh, flamethrowers. Yeah, exotic ranged weapon flamethrowers is a thing.
Yeah, so
I'll allow you to do both with heavy weapons on that. So you'll be able to use it with heavy weapons -1.
Alright, well, Noose doesn't actually have heavy weapons.
He just can.
He can just use them from farther away,
Oh.
and has a high agility with magic hands.
If somebody shoots your magic hand, does it hurt?
No.
So, question: could you just hold a grenade next to someone,
In theory?
like as it's active? Just like, here, this is gonna explode next to you. Bye. Great. Who needs throwing weapons when you can just put it somewhere?
So yeah, I mean, like that is essentially what they will tell you is that flame weapons, electric weapons, things that do matrix damage, those are all effective.
Wait, so does our Decabyte, is he proficient in matrix damaging things?
Yep.
So
Actually, no, that's negatory. I
Yes,
was about to say yes, but then I realized that I built him as a stealth decker, so
in fact,
like
he did say yes.
he actually physically cannot do matrix damage except with data bomb. Or else he loses karma.
Fair.
I mean, what he will do is he will direct you to say if you're looking to do matrix damage, buy zapper rounds. They
So-
just hit the market.
So, your law, can it shoot zapper rounds?
no, it can shoot a rocket, one anti-vehicular rocket.
Yeah, you can get zapper rounds for automatic weapons and pistols and any other kind of classification of weapon.
Alright.
Oh, that's not true. You can't get zapper rounds for a sword.
Important question.
Yes.
What's what has the time frame been since they started asking runners to come down there?
It has been at least a few months.
Oh. Okay.
Like, they will tell you that there are rumors going around about movements within Az Technologies' military branch as early as February.
Well,
Yeah.
so I have good news.
What's that?
I use the standard Renaraku Spec Ops assault rifle, so I'm betting they just have. I'm betting I can just ask for 3 compatible mags and 3 mags of zapper round. Like,
Yeah.
I'm standardized on Renraku gear. Like, my sidearm is the Renraku sidearm. My primary weapon is Renraku primary weapon.
Yeah. And then they have an armory, so probably you're just like, hey, can I have this stuff? Sure.
Suggestion. Everybody bring a stun baton. Just in case.
Oh man, I need to make a foci out of a sun.
So just toss 3k at 4 stun batons. So we have an electric option if it comes to close range.
Oh, great.
Not the worst idea. Alrighty, is there anything else that you guys want to do before jumping into it?
So, okay, run over of things we need to know. Floor plan, we can figure that out. What we're facing up against, we have a pretty good idea. What's good against the thing we're fighting, we know. What we're looking for, we know that. Yeah, sounds like we're ready, if everybody's ready.
What were they offering us with chemical seals?
They were going to offer you, it's like a chemical seal oversuit. It won't provide you any extra armor, but it will give you the status of chemical seal.
Okay.
In full chemical. And because it's the future, you don't have to wear a huge bulky gas mask over it.
But what if that's our fetish?
You can do that if you really want to. There will be perception consequences.
What's the mod on that? Like, is it just effectively adding chem seal or chem protect?
Full chemical seal.
Okay.
So long as you maintain the integrity of your armor, you will have full chemical seal. Otherwise,
this is why I bought a bunch of duct tape.
If your armor is compromised, it just classifies as chemical protection 1 or chemical protection 6.
Oh no. So we're safe against, like, acid and maybe that gray goo, maybe.
Probably not that.
Needles? Needles? Nuh-uh.
I would not count on being able to touch gray goo.
As an aside, if you are all ready to transition, I'm going to call for a 5-minute bathroom break.
Okay, yeah. Oh, do they have anything like electromagnetic grenades?
Do you not
those
have
things we're supposed to buy.
Kill code?
No, I do not have kill code. Someone will need to link me kill code.
Alright, I emailed it to Sophie, so.
I'll post it in the chat.
I want to go buy some, like, glass vials.
Also,
Go on.
I'm gonna make a couple extra fireball preps. Because that seems like a good idea in this environment.
Yeah. And we know that now, so that's great.
Yep. Alright, I will be right back.
Do it.
How the fuck is there not an incendiary grenade?
There's a Molotov cocktail.
No, I want, like... I don't want, like, some half-ass Molotov. I want a thermite grenade.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be able to wreck artillery pieces grenade.
There's incendiary rockets, but there's no incendiary grenade.
Yeah, I want, like, melt the metal armor on the back of a tank.
I vote we make that a thing.
Well, I'm, like, that's why I'm getting an explosives lab, so I can mix, like, a little bit of explosives with a thermite charge.
Like, thermite exists in Shadowrun. It's just, like, more of a utility thing than a weapons thing, although it's definitely capable of it. Thermite's like, yeah, you have to set it, you have to activate it, and you have to let it sit there for a bit, and then it melts through whatever. It, like, deals, like, 32 damage or something.
Yeah, well, Shadowrun has purposely downgraded the ability to use, like, actual detonated explosives in combat.
Yeah, no. So, like, well, my idea is like just enough, like maybe like a fourth of a key, probably even less, maybe like 100 grams of plastic explosive plus thermite.
I am back.
Well,
Did you all bio and
Yeah.
everything?
Do you have a bunch of plastic explosives?
I have no plastic explosives right now. I have enough det cord to cut us through a bank.
Because here's what I think we should do. If we encounter whatever the big thing is, we make sure that we have a bomb at the ready. If we see that thing, Noose will drop whatever he's doing, grab the bomb with his magic hands, and shove it in whatever its face.
Does this sound like a good idea to everyone else?
I'm all for it.
Felicia,
I
question for you
need to
about bombs.
buy a different detonator.
Question for you about bombs. I don't know if explosives work this way, but is it possible to make a explosion that is like really big and powerful, but also sucky at bringing down buildings?
Okay. You could do a thermobaric weapon because that's going to produce a pressure wave, but not a lot of slow pushing and moving force. It's why Anfo, not like fuel air, is used to move like when you're digging mines.
Okay.
But the problem with that is that we are in an enclosed space, and the primary use of thermobaric weapons is to send them into a bunker or a cave network and liquefy everyone inside without damaging the structure.
Can we make a little one?
One thing
I
we
would
can
like to
do
do a
with
modified
Shadowrun
bomb.
mechanics is there is a way to make an explosive be directional.
Yeah, which is what I'm gonna do. Is I just need to buy a different detonator because I only have safety fuses right now since I have breaching gear. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get like a hockey puck. I'm gonna wrap probably 3 meters of det cord on a rubber backing, super glue it to that, and then get an electric detonator cap in there and a radio detonator on that, and that'll make it directional to whatever you place it against, since the explosive will want to go away from the rubber backing. We're just making like a SWAT hockey puck, but with more explosives on it.
Nice.
If you want to do that, I'm going to need a jury rigging.
Yeah, this is why I have dice in demolition.
Yeah, but
Like,
you're specifically building an IED, so I would need like guerrilla knowledge or guerrilla tactics knowledge, or something in IED explosives or jury rigging.
It's like, is it really guerrilla if the parts you're making it with are parts that were made to make it? I feel like guerrilla is more like you look around your room.
Yeah, I'm not
out of what you see.
home cooking the explosives. I'm just attaching them to something that will back.
Yeah.
I don't
less
think
fun.
that hockey pucks are designed for being an explosive component.
No, a SWAT hockey puck is a slang term for a breaching charge that has a backing
Okay.
on it.
So you're
That's
not
not
putting
how
it
to do
around
it.
an actual hockey puck.
Yeah,
No.
Okay, to stop you right there, like, if you are going to tell me these things, presume that I'm an idiot and don't know military or police slang,
Okay,
because I had no idea what that was.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. One of my friends used to work for the Navy criminal investigative SWAT team, so I occasionally use his slang. It's just it's enough det cord to punch a hole in like a lock with a backing on it that's firm, so that it's directional. I'm just doing that, but scale.
Yeah, I just.
Yeah,
haven't
so just-
been playing.
Okay.
In Shadowrun terms, a tamped charge.
Yeah, I just happened to have been playing Unturned lately, and one of the items in there that you make a lot is a breaching charge, which, because of that, I know they're about the size of a hockey puck. So,
All right.
Because
Then,
I'm
yeah,
like,
to set
What's
a
the hockey
direction
puck for? Is that for shape?
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, you can like drop a iron or a red hot ball of nickel on a hockey puck and it doesn't melt. So if you wanted to use something to directionalize it, a hockey puck isn't a bad idea. I don't know what Canada is using them for, but they're
Alright.
fucking indestructible.
So,
Well, that's where they put their depleted uranium after it's cooled down.
so I presume everybody's finished with their bathroom breaks and getting food and whatnot.
Yeah.
I'm never finished getting food.
Then we will continue. So have you done all your legwork? Is everything finished?
I think so.
All right.
Yeah.
Other than making that bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just need to make a roll for detonation to determine. Okay, I'm gonna use. Okay.
Just a very brief aside. I'm going to contact my forensic expert, see if they can lend me some sort of kit for gathering samples safely.
Want that goop, huh?
I want that goop.
So you're looking for
they
a
are-
container made out of indissolvable materials.
Yeah. Yeah, it's absolutely something I would want to be specifying. I want to be containing, glass is typically very good for not melting on contact with acids.
Oh,
Chemistry is a skill, right?
It is, but this is something my forensics expert would.
I know. I'm going to give you a toolkit since you're asking for it, and I need a skill to attach to that toolkit.
it's like
Okay.
I
these
think you know what
guys.
you're looking for would be chemistry tools.
Oh, also worth noting, my forensic expert is a Connection 5, so they know what they're doing.
Like, do you know what gray goo is?
Nanites in it.
Yeah. Like, that's
Figures.
not acid.
Yeah, but I don't I know that.
And
but-
you were told that explicitly.
Okay. If I was, then yeah, it's like give me something that you think could contain nanites, or that you know could contain nanites, ideally.
They would have that.
Sweet.
I'm making an executive call. They would have something for that.
Sweet.
But could we get it?
You could if you roll well. I will call that good. I threshold that at 2. Oh, that's Velasca.
Yeah.
Well, now you know what you need to beat. So go ahead and roll, Decorus.
Oh, what? I'm rolling negotiation. What?
Just
Oh no,
roll
my
me-
contact. My
Yeah,
contact.
just roll contact plus connect. You're 12 plus connection.
All right, 12 plus connection. Is there a specialty in there?
No.
Okay. And I'll edge that.
But
Has the
you-
day passed at all?
Decorus,
What?
you only needed 2 successes.
Oh, okay.
You were explicitly told that.
Okay.
All right, you will, for this specifically, you can add a toolkit cyber technology to your inventory, which
Okay.
will allow you to roll to collect the sample.
All right.
Don't touch it.
Hope you got cyber technology skills.
Can I buy one for now?
You just give it to yourself for free. He just gave
Oh.
it to you.
Yeah, so Noose actually does.
Oh, sweet. You use your magic hands to.
Yeah,
Sweet. All right.
yeah, because I have 5 in biotech.
All right. So you said toolkit cyber technology, yeah?
Yep. And that will give you the equipment you need to safely contain destructive nanite.
Wonderful.
Since that is actually a thing that cyber technology has to deal with on occasion.
Here's my cyber technology toolkit. Oh shit! I took it. You make that for free. Or was it for free?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, you will instead owe whatever you pay your contact with.
What are they like? Oh right.
Money.
No, they're also into Elven wines. Well, okay. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I decided to stat out my forensics expert as like a low-key vampire.
Oh, good.
Whether they are or aren't, they absolutely behave and look like one. It's metatype human, sex female, age unknown, type shadow services, personal life unknown, preferred payment barter, hobby/vice items, hobby/vice social elven wines, or social habit elven wines. And her name is Victoria.
Fun.
They don't ever drink it. Like, you've never seen them open a bottle, but they're always drinking red wine.
Red wine.
All right.
So
then. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
That's right. I was gonna say, like, if you want to work in as for bartering for some other type of thing that a vampire might like. Alright. We'll talk about what we owe her later, I guess.
Yep. Which, speaking of things that I'm owed, since I haven't noticed it yet, hey, News, where's that downtime post for that extra 4 karma?
Yeah.
Minecraft.
That thing.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so let us fast forward through the night. I presume you all sleep and eat, so get back an edge.
Woo! Woo! I think I'm at 5.
All right. So, as you arrive the next day at the Renraku campsite, military camp, you are greeted by the face of the executive. He shows up, or the liaison. I'm very happy to see that you decided to honor the details of the contract. Not all of the runners we've contacted have been so forthcoming.
We made an agreement, and we intend to keep it, even if the odds look against our favor. All we have to do is know what to expect.
And your professionalism will be remembered. As an aside, just because you showed up and didn't chicken out, give yourself +1 reputation with Renraku for the corporation.
I feel like we should get +1 reputation with as technology for not asking any questions.
No, I'm not that nice. They will walk with you. If you have any questions, any other questions to ask, now would be the time.
The real question is, what questions can we ask without it being against professionalism? Like, so, how many teams died down here?
If you have questions, ask.
I think we already know what we need to know. That's kind of the point.
And I presume everybody else is of agreement?
Yeah.
We've asked them as much as they're willing to answer in more than words.
I guess there's the question about, like, alright, so I presume we have full access to your armory and all the equipment we may need, yada yada yada. Talking about the types of things we have talked out of character about looking for to them. It's like, we'd like this, that, and this. Several magazines of such and such ammo. You have any incendiary grenades? Those not a thing? Okay.
If you want to draw anything from their armory, they will give you a manifest of what they've got that's available to you. Mostly it's pretty much anything rating 12 or lower. You can get a flamethrower if you so choose to purchase one or request one.
Yeah, so that is the second question. Like, what's the cost of anything we take out of the armory as far as they're concerned?
No cost.
Sweet. No cost. I assume we're returning whatever we borrow at the end of the run.
At this particular juncture, you get the idea that they really don't care because so many Shadowrunners have taken shit out of their armory at this juncture that they barely have a manifest.
Well, we try to keep some tact and professionalism here. We want to know, like, are these things you would prefer to be getting back?
If you don't like, if you understand, if you like try to draw like 20 assault rifles, then yes, they will want that back. But if you're just grabbing ammunition and grenades and stuff, they don't expect you to return them.
Well, sure, I'm not. Yeah, those I know, but like when we ask, like, can we borrow / use that flamethrower? Is it like, yeah, make sure to bring it back in one piece, or is it like, yeah, and then they walk away?
If you if you bring it back, they would like that. If you still have it and it still works, they would like you to bring it back. Sure, but they aren't going to require you to bring it back.
Right. So if we see a Shoggoth down there and we decide that retrieving the flamethrower from behind it or beneath it is less of a priority than getting the info they asked for and living, then they would be fully
just
understanding.
Living.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, they aren't requiring you to bring back the stuff you borrow.
Great. So 20 assault cannons and
getting out more or less alive should be our top priority.
Oh yeah.
Pretty much.
So in terms of priority, we have A, getting out alive. B, getting the main thing. C, getting out alive again. D, getting the other stuff.
Yes. If that's how you want to look at it. Alrighty. If you have any questions about anything else, like, what are you drawing from their armory, just so I know?
Any armor at all for Decorus. She doesn't have armor, so she'll borrow.
I might have gone a little overboard on the explosive.
No, come on. If we're fighting a Shoggoth, you gotta go all out.
Did you see the stats I posted for this little brick
Yes.
of death?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's going to be enough.
Yeah.
What kind of detonators are you using?
It is a blasting cack hooked up to a radio or electric igniter, which is triggered by a radio detonator.
Okay.
Oh shit! Fuck the
noise
down there. I'm gonna use an optical detonator.
Oh, like a laser, shoot at it.
Yeah. It's an optical detonator. I fire like a laser pointer at her. It goes.
Great. Good. Everything we've learned is leading up to this. Great. I'm glad that we did the legwork we did.
Also, I can tell you right now, DV40 explosive going off right next to the magic hands will almost certainly just dispel it. Especially if I'm making it at, like, Force 1.
It's not like they need to be around, hopefully, after that.
Preferably, but...
Maybe.
Important things to know.
Yep.
Much information as we can have, we should.
Yeah. So I said DV40, period. Half of target armor value? What's that all?
If you put an explosive against something, it gets half armor.
Oh, okay. Great. And in addition to that, AP -2. So in relation to the DV40, I'm thinking about the largest creature / health bar that I've seen in Shadowrun is for the Juggernaut, who I believe has 30 health. So...
Well, yeah, but it's also got a shit ton of hardened armor.
That's true. So if we can kill, if we can make a bomb that can kill a Juggernaut, then I think we're safe.
In theory.
In theory, it could. In theory, if it rolled I still have the stats.
It would definitely weaken it.
Yeah,
Yep.
it would definitely make it enraged. Or
Yep. So yes, other questions. What else are you drawing from their armory?
I'm drawing this 2 mags of the
Zapper rounds?
Zaffaron.
I'm gonna get myself some security armor if they have it to spare.
I thought that we spent money to actually buy security armor for an armory that we have on board the
Oh,
ship.
do we? Do we have? Does Decorus have access to security slash? Oh,
Yeah,
I
is
got-
that a thing?
Yeah, we spent money on it. Spent a lot of money on it.
Anon?
Nah.
I was never told of that expense.
Yeah, we talked about it, but we never did buy it.
Okay, well, if you ask them, they will provide you security armor.
Sweet. I'm going with heavy, I think. Clothing
Alright,
armor,
but only
head armor.
security?
If I go full mil spec,
They will not offer you mil spec.
yeah. Could I ask for a security spacesuit?
No, they don't actually have any on site
Yeah. Yeah.
that would require you being in space.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Alright.
I'm going to
I'm
assume
taking-
that you can't wear a cloak over heavy security armor.
That's a weird assumption of you.
It's too big. It wouldn't fit.
I am not familiar with security armor.
There's a
It's- oh.
picture of it in Run and Gun. Heavy security armor makes a human look like a troll.
What does it make a troll look like?
An even bigger troll.
A giant? Yeah, a bigger troll.
But yes, if you ask for security armor, they will provide you a selection of security armor.
Great.
I need to see if security armor has any negative buffs attached to it.
It does.
It does. It has restrictive.
Yeah. So it's a less good version of Milspec.
No, mil-spec still has restrictive.
Well,
Yeah,
it
that's what I'm
has
saying.
good because it doesn't have hardened armor. It just has a lot of regular armor.
Yeah.
Alright, so
Do they
Noose is
have-
taking light security with a helmet.
Page 7.
I intend on running.
We intend on turning corners slowly.
Okay,
and with
so
guns
there's a problem
close to
here.
face. What's up?
Security armor needs to be custom fit. They do not have any security armor custom fitted for you.
It doesn't have to be. You just get a penalty if it isn't.
What is it? What's the penalty? Minus
Don't
2
remember.
to...
It's in Run and Gun somewhere.
I think it might be like having your physical stats.
Reducing physical stats is for overencumbrance.
I am trying to find it right now. They will offer you a set of full body armor if you want to wear that instead.
Oh, they have full body armor instead?
Yeah.
Oh, well. Forget security armor.
What? Is full body armor just better?
Yeah. It's like security armor, but without the downsides.
And less dice.
Shummer does have seem to have a glitch on that. It's supposed to have a helmet, but not my Shummer doesn't.
We're
have it at all.
going, we don't need dice. Well, we actually super do need dice.
Yeah, so I'm, as is the usual, using a SWAT helmet to replace that. It's the same bonus.
Yeah.
Okay, I have custom fit here if you want to know what it is. Items that are custom fit were measured for a specific person. They are specifically designed for that person and don't fit well to anyone else. Therefore, conferring none of the positive social adjustment limit or social limit adjustments to the character. When an item is custom fit, any changes to the individual's physical attributes, whether they are karma, Through karma advancement or augmentation, the suit needs to be refit. So yeah, it looks like the only downside for not having custom fit is you lose your social limit bonuses.
What's the difference between full body and SWAT? SWAT just looks better, but with higher avail.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, so I guess I'll go with SWAT armor.
SWAT's restrictive.
Doesn't say that here. Just gear.
I could be wrong. I thought it was. Yeah, restrictive right there.
They do not have
SWAT gear.
Armor.
Wrong. Yeah, right there.
Okay.
Yeah, basically it's either heavy security or full body armor. If you want to be able to move.
Oh, sorry, I was half listening. Do you did it list the what happens if you aren't fit to your armor?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, you lose the social limit bonuses.
Oh no. What?
Yeah.
So
Stupid.
Security armor's fine.
I mean, if you want to wear security armor, sure.
I do.
Okay.
Because I don't have a lot of
They'll burnish you with a full suit of security armor and helmet.
heavy security armor.
Yep.
Nice.
What is your physical strength?
3.
Oh,
Yeah, so you have enough.
Yep.
You only need 2.
Yeah,
Even with the helmet?
Yeah.
that is for the helmet, yeah.
It's my favorite part about the heavy armors. Doesn't matter how big the armor is, it's all about the helmet.
Pretty much.
Alright, I have my armor.
So who wants to carry my advanced med kit? Who wants the full stretcher? And who wants the 4 body bags?
I need to get any dice and any guns.
I'll carry the body bag.
If we run into more than 4 alive people we need to extract, we're fucked.
I mean,
They're not the priority.
question. If we gather enough things that each of us is carrying something to get out of, is it an option that we're willing to do to just leave the building, drop the stuff off, and go back in?
Sure.
I'm willing to make multiple runs, assuming we aren't under attack by something horde.
Sure. Alright.
On that note, does the 48-hour limit get lifted after this?
If you leave without finishing the job, they will consider it in violation of the contract. Like you can leave the facility, but if you leave the camp, they will consider that in violation.
So we need to finish the job to get that 200. Are we getting to 200,000 regardless? Like we've got that now,
Yeah,
right?
that's for accepting.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If you just to clarify, if it's so if we don't even go in there, it's no, you have to go in there and make an effort. You can't just walk 5 feet in, turn around, and walk out.
Right.
They won't.
Yeah. So that's not even a question. It's we're doing that. We're gonna try and get this job done.
Yep.
It's just a matter of how long can we take to do it.
It's not only is this a clean mill, but this would be a huge boost to our reputation.
It's hey, remember that job? We are the 1 out of 10 Shadowrunners. We are. We succeeded where 9 others failed.
You did it.
Maybe. Let's hope we do.
We'll find out.
One question is, it's okay, you said you want us to get that briefcase or whatever, get the computer, bring it out. You said an extra 50 for getting the others. How many are there total?
We don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, they have no idea. That's the point.
Yeah.
We presume there are at least 3.
Counting the main one?
No, that's on top of the main one.
Okay. So 4 things to get, maybe more. If we get agree to if we get 4, 50. If we get more, maybe more than 50, maybe same, whatever. Probably
You'll
more.
get the 50 no matter how many you bring out. If you bring out 1 extra, you will get the 50.
Oh, great.
But they would prefer that you brought out more.
Obviously.
With all the kindness in their hearts.
Something that I need to be sure of before we go in. I want to activate psychometry on my armor to make sure that nobody died horribly wearing it.
I just imagine you're going around to the different suits, just touching this one, nope. Touching that one, oh, definitely nope. Touching this one, touching the,
It's like, I don't want to go down there and try activating psychometry on something, and then suddenly seeing, like, a bunch of death coming from my armor.
So, you are wearing full body armor, huh?
Yeah.
Alright, roll me your edge.
That's your edge is how many people die, or minus. Oof.
Roll me
Not
your
a crit
psychometry.
glitch.
Yep, roll me your psychometry.
Usually people die horribly in their armor. There isn't a lot of armor left, though, so that's working in your favor.
Oh, that's usually true.
Do you want me to find the table, or just roll it straight?
Just roll it straight.
I did, to Gia's point, if you're dying in your armor, you're probably not dying horribly. You're just dying regularly.
Oh.
At 7 hits, the image you get is whoever was wearing this armor got their head sliced clean off.
Okay, so no psychometry while I'm down there.
Wow.
You could exchange it for a different set of armor.
What if you psychometry the gray goo?
Then I lose my hand.
Yeah.
They have a lot of full body armor. You can just ask for a clean one.
Alright, I'm gonna do that.
It's like clean as in nobody died in it, right?
Yeah.
They will wheel one out for you.
Do you explain why?
They don't care. They assume it's something that Shadowrunners just do.
I'm also gonna tell them that they should check on the helmet.
So make sure the seal's
Might need
still
some
there.
repairs.
Yep. On the plus side, both the helmet and the armor are perfectly clean.
Alright, but with that, I think we're ready.
I just imagine it's like, here's your new armor. Oh, you
Oh,
wanted
wait.
a new helmet too?
The way that we're going in goes through the not mono barrier, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to set up my magic hands ahead of time. Spending
They have actually
12
gone through the
reagents.
process to go and make. They have gone through the process of burrowing through whatever the magical barrier is. So where
there's
that
no
elevator
way.
is, so where that elevator is, you will not be passing through the barrier. Well, like you'll be passing through it, but not passing through it.
A window.
Yeah,
Nice.
like opening a door.
Wait, a barrier?
There is no barrier at that point.
There's
Okay.
a barrier that goes around it, but not through it.
There's a bear?
There's a bear!
Actually, yeah, I'm going to cast it Force 1. I'm going to spend 15 reagents just in case. So there's, edging, obviously.
You know, if you raise this concern with the
only
Black
9.
Rep, he will tell you that they have burrowed a hole through the barrier, so it's neutral. You can go through it at where the elevator is.
There's probably some other concern going on.
Maybe. I don't know magic, so.
Me neither.
Alright, resisting drain. I do.
Yay.
By the way, Noose has. It's so weird. There's a town near where I'm from called Nadas, and it's spelled the exact same. But anyway, you have the hockey puck of death.
Yeah.
I'm not running up to anything with that amount of explosives to try to glue it on there.
Sorry, you hit it.
Also-
What?
I want that to be facing away from me while it's on me.
Roll an edge. Roll a 1d2.
I'm
I
explicitly
guarantee
stating
you
this
that-
ahead of time.
that if it goes off with nothing else around it, you're still dying.
Can we ask it? Can we ask?
Well, it's a
Valencia
tamp
to write-
charge.
Can we ask Valencia to write this end toward enemy on one side?
If you want, you can do that with a marker.
On the
And we are
bright
moving
side,
on.
it's powerful enough that it'll probably just go through the wall instead of bouncing back at me.
No, like, tamping charges still, like, there's backblast to them.
Yeah, I'm
You don't
definitely
get,
going
like,
into a
shrapnel.
wall. But I'm wearing armor. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I have a much higher chance of surviving if it's not facing me.
So, if you are all set, shall we begin?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. And
Probably-
here we are.
We're only 3 hours in. Lag work is important, folks.
Your music playing?
Nope.
Should be. Oh, it will
It
eventually.
says it is.
It says there's audio playing in my tab.
Maybe it's too low.
Oh, I
Let
do
me
something.
turn it up on my end. Oh yeah, if I turn it up way high.
That's weird. I didn't have that problem before. I apologize for that.
How dare you apologize?
There we
Ah,
go.
Oh, here it
well
comes.
now I have to manage it on my end again.
It's more ambient to me than anything.
Indeed. All right. So, you gather onto the elevator, and it wheels you down, and down, and down. By the time you reach the bottom of the shaft, light is fading from the sky above. When you get down there, you notice that there is a bevy of Renraku personnel wandering about. A large number of techs, but also a very large number of heavily armed men in Tier 3 mil-spec armor carrying assault cannons, miniguns, and flamethrowers. You will notice that they have set up barricades at the entrance of the platform that you are on, and on those barricades are heavy machine guns.
Good.
They are all manned. And if you look at the ground below you, you'll notice that there are splashes of dried blood everywhere.
On which side of the wall?
Both.
Mhm.
You'll be approached by a man in mil-spec armor, and he will say to you, "So, are you the next batch?"
The last batch.
10th time's the charm.
Nice.
Yeah, more like 14. But hey, who's counting, right? He'll pat you on the shoulder and say, "Good luck."
Yeah, Velasca doesn't have her helmet on, and she's gonna like pull up her hair and show the back of her neck, which has like a Renraku Marine tattoo on it, and then go, "I think I'll be okay."
Yeah, that's what the last one said. Anyway,
You just called your character Velasca.
God damn it! I fucking blame our DM.
you're
Valencia,
welcome.
you're the worst.
We all do it.
Moving forward,
I'm drawing my sword.
Oh yeah, what shape?
the doors open, and it's a heavy
Oh.
security door going forward.
Wait. Before we go on, good luck kiss.
Perfect. Yep.
All right, you're ready.
Yeah.
Moving forward, you'll notice that at the end of the corridor there is a door. It looks pretty roughshod. There is a large number of bullet holes and burn marks surrounding the door, and it looks like it's been replaced several times. as you approach it, it will open automatically, and through it, you'll find yourself in a corridor. Bear with me, I'm trying a new art style with this.
Sure. Looks good. You make it yourself?
No. I stole it myself, though.
There you go.
As you walk down this corridor, you notice that there are signs of heavy fighting about. Bloody drag marks, more bullet holes, and the walls seem worn, almost melted. If you touch them, they'll have a rough sandpapery texture to them. There is an abandoned terminal at a ways down the hallway, but it has been shot to hell and does not function. Around you, you hear a light tinkling sound, like metal on metal. Give me a perception, hearing.
Everybody?
Ah,
Oof. Oof.
And I don't have my audio enhancement right now.
And on?
yeah.
Did you roll hearing?
Oh, right. Sorry.
Please get 3 or more.
Perception. Perception. My not good skill. It's possible for me to get more than. Nope.
I'm gonna edge
Oh,
mine.
that's a crit glitch.
I'm gonna edge mine, and oh, great.
Well,
Game really doesn't want us to hear anything.
oh no, you hear it, but it's coming from all around you. At one point, Anon thinks it's actually coming from behind. If you lean towards the walls, you will hear a soft squealing, followed by the tinkling of many, many, many metal things against metal things. But after a moment, it fades away.
Would it be possible to try again now that we're like that? We noticed something. Now can we listen for it?
Yeah, I'm casting Hawkeye.
The noise is gone.
Oh.
I'm still casting Hawkeye. Force 8.
Or State Hawkeye. Welcome back.
Alright, so that's the full successes, resisting drain. No drain.
Okay. So that adds, what, 9 to your perception?
I have plus 8 to perception, since it's limited by force, and minus 2 to everything.
Okay. Anon, if you've turned on your thermographic vision,
Anon did not.
or Velasca, I mean.
Valencia did.
You'll notice that besides the lighting fixtures on the walls, there's no heat emanating from anything that you can see.
It's just a dull black and blue everywhere.
Yeah. If you continue forward, you will come to a double blast door. The blast door is active, but you can tell that there is a new sensor on it.
Oh no, a new sensor.
News detected. Exploding.
As in the sensor pad that was put on it is new. Like, it was not part of the door.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna tell people that.
I think that might have been separate from the thermal.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, there. I see why you would have thought that.
Do you approach?
Hold on. I'm gonna cast another spell that's probably a good one to have on. Detect enemies. Force 7.
Oh yeah. Also, before we go any further, I'm going to activate my my spatial sense prep.
Also worth noting, the detect enemy spell, despite its name, it is just intent, right? You're basically
Anything that has hostile intent towards me.
right. So it's not like.
But it does see like ambushes.
Yeah.
Would it see a wild animal as hostile? Because
If
it
it
doesn't
wants
know
to kill
who you exist or who you are.
If it's hungry enough.
Eh.
All right. So what do you get with 3 hits?
Level 3 on the detail table.
I don't know where the detail table is. Can you give it to me?
I'm actually going to. Yeah, can I retroactively buy 1 item? Considering all the time we had. And
Sure.
what we found out probably would have hurt. Alright, thank you.
I mean, depends, but sure. What are you buying?
It is a perfume that gives extra dice to intimidation towards animals.
What's its availability?
Less than 8.
What's its cost?
Let me find it. Hold on. What's it called? There it is. It's called Lion's Roar. Or, not Lion's Roar. Winter Wolf. Hold on, let me fucking find it. They all have confusing names, but. Also, less than 100, probably, or less than 1,000, definitely.
Could I also get a page
Right.
for the?
On the detection table, a 3 is major and minor details, with some minor details obscured or missing. And an example is for detect life, the 3 individuals listed above are all armed and their weapons are out. The troll is leading.
And you are looking for.
It's a spatial sense, so how detailed my map of this area is.
For certain, you know that there are at least 2 levels. The bottom level is much larger than the top level in space, but not in room containment. Minor details. There are a lot of things moving around. You can't tell what they are or how big they are, but there are.
How big is big? Like, bigger or larger or smaller than a car?
Maybe. You just know there are lots of things and they are moving around.
Right, and for detect enemies, range for that is 91 meters. And they have to make a logic willpower to resist with a threshold of 6.
As you move forward, 90 meters is what? About 300 feet?
91 meters to feet. 209. Yeah, about 300. 298.5.
Yeah.
All right.
Just about.
There is a mass of red almost at the edge of your perception.
Seeing enemies.
Where at?
Around the edge of my range. Approximately 90 meters.
Clock face direction?
Question mark.
Forward.
12
Forward.
o'clock beat forward.
It's a corridor.
12 o'clock.
Goes in one direction.
Alright. Wonderful. Not wonderful.
How many?
Well, What does a wall of red tell you?
A lot.
Uncountable, literally.
It appears to you as one big mass of red.
It's appearing to me as a single mass of pure hostile intent.
That sounds like
how
the
long-
last time I went to a straight.
Yep. How long does that last?
As long as I keep it.
Okay.
But I'm now at -4 to everything, +8 to perception.
Okay. Do you activate the door? Moving forward.
Are there any other corridors off of this?
No.
So blast door in front of us, some kind of door behind us.
Yes.
All right. I go up to the sensor before activating. I look to the team. Give them a nod, waiting for some sort of confirmation.
Sorry, I was getting prosciutto.
For the golden.
Understandable.
How long is this hallway?
I'm gonna make sure I have yeah, I've got the electronic rounds loaded in, and I'm gonna give a thumbs up while standing off to the side to cover like the left hand, like the door on. I'll be on the right, so I can shoot through the left hand side of the room.
Okay.
To answer Noose's question, you have traveled roughly 100 meters from door to door.
Okay. So, the enemy should be on the other side of this door, down another hallway.
No, this is when you scanned. I presume you scanned at the door. That would be another 300 meters forward from where you are standing now.
At the blast door.
Yeah.
It is a 91-meter radius around me until I choose to stop it.
Yep.
Alright. Anon, you good?
So yeah, I guess it's either right on the other side of this door at the other end of the hallway, or after the next door.
Oh, by
Either
the way,
be prepared.
I have applied my animal perfume to the outside of my hazmat suit.
Okay.
Because applying it to myself while inside a hazmat suit, not such. Yeah. Also, I have my kit with me. So Anon's ready, Noose is ready, Valatia's ready.
Just to clarify, Decabite is with you in the back.
What the fuck?
We are about to open the blast door to the next whatever is past it.
Right behind the blast door is the massive red, right?
No.
No, 300 meters away, or 300 feet away.
Like either at the other end of the next hallway or after the next door.
Okay, I think we'll get there in the next 6 minutes. So everybody, prep up. Valacia, I'm giving you a 16 die armor prep. Roll 16 dice and add that to your armor. I'll give myself a 15 die armor prep. And Valacia, I'll also give you a 14 die analyze device. That'll have to be rolled against your device's object resistance, which with Jericho we'll have to determine.
Jericho.
What is the device that is being used?
My rifle, correct?
Yeah.
That would be an object resistance of. It's not highly processed, so 10.
I just reading these out. I know they've been used. Oh, do you want to That's...
Yeah, I'm gonna spend an edge tree.
Okay.
Nice. That. I'll use my increased agility prep. Okay. And I'll use an analyze device prep on my sword. And then can you roll object resistance against my sword?
For a sword? That's not very processed at all.
It's folded steel.
Folded
I
over
think-
1,000 times.
I think swords are like a 6.
6? Alright. Still 3 successes.
Okay,
And
so
did you roll for the assault rifle?
Oh, for that? Yeah, sure.
okay. Decorus.
Yes.
I'm gonna give you my my death touch in a can. It's literally an aerosol can that has a death touch prep in it. Aim and squeeze.
I've used mace before, honey. Thank you.
And then take a 14 die increased agility prep relationship.
Die.
And then do you want me to activate any of your enchanted Marlin ammo?
I don't need any of my ammo activated.
Okay. And then I've got fireballs ready. Actually, I'll give a fireball prep to Felicia. It's like it's like it's like an orb. It's like a glass like ball. This has a fireball prep in it. Just throw it at whatever you want, and then I'll see that, and I'll. Or wait, no, that's a touch prep. So yeah, just throw it at whatever you want to be fireball. All right.
Open that door. Question mark?
Yeah, open the door.
We open that door. We activate the sensor pad.
The door opens, revealing a curving corridor that coils into the distance.
Danger.
Some ways down the way, but still in your sight, you see there is a body laying on the ground, still twitching.
I check it.
As you approach, roll me a perception.
Okay.
We should all move together. No one
Yeah.
moves by themselves.
Yeah.
So
10d6. Visual perception.
Visual.
Oh.
You don't see it.
Not a glitch.
We're all moving
haven't
together,
finished.
and no one's gonna touch.
No, Velasquez is already gone. Velasquez committed.
Valicia.
Or the course is committed.
Also Valicia. And I'm edging this. Why is my perception the worst thing in the absolute world?
With one hit, you notice there's something on its head.
Alright, I jump back.
Your motion startles it. As you observe the body, you notice that it's covered in gray splotches. The armor itself seems to have been bored through and the weapon destroyed. At its head, as you watch, you see claws and pincers pull out of the sides of its skull. As it peels itself, this creature peels itself from the top of this head. You hear clicking and chittering as it stands and turns to you.
Alright. I ready my can. And
It looks at you. It looks at you momentarily, almost pausingly.
I stare it down with a animal. What's it called?
May I finish?
Animal handling, or no, intimidation towards animals. So, I use intimidation on it.
Roll me your intimidation.
With the extra dice afforded to me by my perfume, I stare it down, can aimed and at the ready.
All right. Hey, Noose, are you still using your threat perception?
Yeah.
It is not a threat to you. As soon as Decorus intimidates it, it goes red and screeches before skittering into the ground or skittering into the vent nearby. You hear an ungodly chorus of wails in the distance as the mass of red begins charging down the hallway at you.
Hostiles approaching.
I get to the back of the group.
I drop my Hawkeye.
If you are watching with threat perception, you'll notice the group is splitting into almost long tendrils, and they're crawling across the walls, the ceilings, the floors, and through the walls and ceilings and floors.
Coming from all angles.
Should we back up to the corridor prior?
As you are debating, you hear thousands upon thousands of almost like rain on a tin roof, metal upon metal.
Debating. We asked one question.
Charging forward.
Do I see heat?
Yes.
I'm gonna shoot at the heat mass.
Roll me your firearms.
So I have +4 from...
Oh, it's cute. Sure, with some bug eyes have been real nice.
Sorry, 1 second.
It also looks like it's laying eggs in this picture. Or at least has some. And they're falling off.
I am firing a full auto burst. Full burst. And 16.
Nine hits?
Yeah, 9 successful net hit, or 9 successful.
Is that for shooting through the wall?
I'm shooting at wherever the greatest concentration of heat is.
Is that through a
The
wall?
entire hall.
I'm hoping these electric rounds will do something.
As you fire, you notice bits and pieces of the horde falling off and hitting the ground. You are definitely killing them, but you don't see any noticeable difference in change. As they approach seeing distance from the dark, you notice that there are hundreds of those chitterling creatures.
I want to intimidate them again from the back of the crowd.
Okay.
What are you going to tell them that will be so intimidating?
Like, you You don't need to die. We're not here to kill you, but we will if need be. But also, words aren't really a thing against animal. It's more of presence. My presence is fuck off or you will be fucked.
Oh.
It's weird that you think they're animals, but okay. With 7 successes, they are charging faster and harder. You have set off all of their threat responses.
Yeah, this is fucking nanites coming at us.
If you have at 7 hits, you know they're targeting you. They will attack you first. They feel you are the biggest possible threat.
If that's the case, then I think they would have just dropped off my enemy radar.
Oh no, they're going to kill all of you. That's what they're going for. They're charging down the hallway.
Fuck. How delicate are the machine components in this? Never mind. I'm throwing a high explosive grenade and hoping the pressure wave knocks them.
Alright.
Do you call it?
Yeah, I'm yelling like frag out.
Yeah, alright. I drop to the ground and tuck in. You know what they
Same.
told us in the 70s? If a bomb drops, you just duck next to a corner and cover your head. You'll be fine.
Yeah,
This was
less
the
exposed
50s.
surface area.
Yeah, 50s.
Yeah, that was before they invented hydrogen weapons and you'd just melt.
No, if you know, you're under a table, you'll be fine.
When are they gonna develop iron bombs?
Yep.
Yeah.
What's that grenade roll?
Hopefully it doesn't roll at all.
You did it. The grenade goes where you want it to go. It detonates at the front of the mass. You hear an ear-shattering wail. An almost physical pressure wave of sound hits you as the explosion detonates. You notice that the front of the mass has been just incinerated. There's chunks and bits of these creatures all over the ground and all over the walls. The mass has been reduced. You can actually see the end of it, and it backs off a bit before and almost seems to pause. Anon, roll me a perception.
You know I ain't good at those.
5 hits. 4 hits.
As you glance to the side, you notice that there's a rent vent, the rent vent that the original creature ran into. One dives out of it at your face.
Facehugger. Do you have a frying pan? Bomb. Or a crowbar, more appropriately.
Roll me a unarmed skill.
I am very much armed right now.
I think he's implying that Inon swats at it reflexively.
With a sword, probably.
Yeah.
The one that they're holding.
Her reflexes are very much sword based.
Yeah, so unarmed should not be. GM, can you tell us why she would be rolling unarmed?
Because it's basically next to her head.
So is this a dodge? Or are you implying that she wants to grab it out of the air?
To stop it from latching onto her head.
So you mean a defense test?
Yeah, give me a defense test.
Okay.
I can see what you're going with, but
That's not how it works.
Yeah. Maybe use the already created rules instead of making up new ones. I like that.
another success. Oh, 4 successes. 5 successes.
You managed to catch it before it latches onto your head.
Well,
Do you throw it away?
Sure.
If you try to throw it away, you notice that it is latched onto your hand. There is a spike coming from the center of it.
hold on. No. You just put her in that situation.
Yeah.
You're like, it jumped out. Grab it with your hand with this roll. Okay, but because you grabbed it, now it's in your hand. It's stuck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
kind
mean,
of
like,
a that's kind of a shitty thing to do.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's a defense test. Presumably, she was jumping out of the way.
I
Also,
made a
this
roll
thing
for
was invisible.
Up until
That's a fair point, and I forgot about that. I will give it to you.
How magnanimous.
how benevolent.
No, I did a poor job describing this one, so yeah.
You catch
No,
it
you,
by the back spike, like a popsicle. You're holding it.
You catch it so it does not hit your head, nor does it deal damage to you, which was the intent.
Okay.
Also, to direct to a current. You said something earlier. I'm treating these things like they're animals. If they're not, you should tell me so I can stop applying my animal bonuses to it.
Do you know anything about them?
I know that I am treating my rolls against them as if they are affected by the perfume that affects animals. Because they look very much like an animal.
Yep. Does your character know anything about them?
Nope.
Then you wouldn't know that.
Well, yeah. Out of character, I am applying the bonus of 2 extra dice to intimidation against animals.
You can use the 2 extra dice. I am allowing that.
Okay.
So yes.
Enough. They're also pregnant.
Yep.
Based on the picture. You can see the underside of it has eggs clinging to their abdomen.
All right.
So,
So the horde pauses as you deal with this. It seems to back off. Do you try to move forward or?
So there's still a mass of these things in front of us, right?
and there's also still one in Inon's hand, writhing, presumably.
I dodged that one, so it's probably on the floor.
Yep.
Are they still hostile?
Oh yes.
I'm
Still hostile.
gonna chuck a fire prep at it. At the mass.
How good you're throwing?
I mean, I'm jacked up on magic right now, so probably pretty good.
The mass is 50 to 75 meters from you. Like you've pushed it back.
50 to 75. What range would that be? Would that be long or extreme?
Depends on your strength.
Oh, how does strength influence that?
What is your strength?
My strength is 5.
It is not within range since my strength is 6, and my extreme is 6.
Oh, beans. Okay.
Maybe you could cut the thing that was next to you in half.
Okay, yeah. I'll fuck that thing up.
And then when the mask gets closer again, then throw the prep back.
Wait, okay.
What's the prep on?
It's a little glass orb filled with water.
Before you slice it in half, is it like immobile right now, or Jim?
The creature?
Yeah.
If you've dodged it, then it is reorienting itself to attack again.
In one samurai hit.
I'm not going to try and prevent you from killing it, but I am going to ask the GM, do we have our phones down here? Or whatever?
You have no service.
Well, we're operating on the same pan.
You got your equipment with you.
Service is nice and all, but I'm not caring about that. I'm taking a picture of this thing.
I mean, you do have your phones unless you chose not to bring them.
I take a picture of it. well, to do that, I'd have to undo my. I would either have to have it equipped outside my hazmat or take unequipped. I'm going to say I have it equipped outside my hazmat. Have it sprayed down later.
All right. It dies. You slice it cleanly through. If you look at it, it's a mass of wires, electronics, and its blood is silver. Almost as if it were ferrofluid.
Almost, huh?
I get down to take a sample of it with my kit. Or I asked Noose to, rather.
No, we're busy.
Yeah,
there's
like,
a lot more of them.
First.
Alright, fair enough. Well, my argument there is we have a moment of lull. We may not get another one.
If we don't.
No, we don't. They're still hostile.
Yeah, no.
And on that note, I'm taking my massive sword and I'm gonna try to swing through a swath of them.
They're not here right now. Like,
yeah, neither are my hands.
You think you're just gonna fight them? Bring the fight to them while being elsewhere?
Yeah.
Alright.
Show them that we certainly are hostile.
So you have your magic hands out
we
here?
are.
Yeah, I mean, the grenade probably tipped them off to that. Or the shoot.
And either way, it doesn't matter because they're still hostile.
I feel like you're thinking that this is a fucking E.T. moment. This is a Predator moment.
What? Well, yeah, I'm thinking of if it bleeds, we can kill it. I'm thinking of we finding out about these things, what they are, and what they're capable of doing, would be beneficial to a lot of people. Also, I've got a debt to pay.
We appreciate that. We think that there's probably going to be a lull when there's not a horde coming up.
Yeah. But
If we
for this
can
moment,
kill
here's
them.
my hitting things with swords range or skill.
You hit 3 of them.
With that big of a sword on that large of a group?
Double it.
Yep.
Make it 6. Make it 2 per hit. Now, like, GM, if you think a difference between 6 and 3 is going to matter with a horde like this,
What it does do. So you're telling me that you sent this thing essentially into a mass, and you expected your sword not to be buried under them.
I expected to do some damage. After that,
Well, you definitely
other people
did.
do damage.
Well, you pissed them off. You've killed 3 of them.
Yeah, they're already hostile towards me.
yeah, but they were running. We
Well,
could
they're
give them the
hostile
option to not
before,
fuck
too.
with us.
They were retreating. They are still hostile.
Yeah.
They have every intention of killing me.
If you damaged a pack of wolves to the point where they
Oh
were
my god.
potentially hostile,
I have a
Guys,
magical
Yeah.
spell that can tell me if they want to kill me.
Guys,
They are
on-
going to kill us if we do not kill them first.
back on topic.
I feel like you guys are hostile to me right now.
A little bit.
Don't be.
Back on topic. They have retreated down the hallway. Do you charge after them?
I don't.
Are they still hostile?
So I'm trying to get a clarification as to is hostile actively wanting to kill us?
Yes.
Or is
I can tell
hostile,
if
like-
they have the intent to hurt me.
And like, would something be classified as hostile even if it was running away, not wanting to interact with you, but wished like you to not be alive, but wasn't going to do anything about it?
No.
Okay.
They have to have the intention to kill me themselves,
Okay.
or otherwise harm me.
Okay. So
Physically.
that's all I wanted. That's the only clarification I want to get. Because if there was some misinterpretation here where it's like, oh well, they still don't like you, but they're afraid of you and running.
No,
But
that's
they don't
not
like
what the
you
spell
because they're
does.
Right. So I wanted to make sure that we, the audience and the GM, all was on the same page with that. So if the
Yeah.
GM's saying they're red for one reason, and we're
Yeah,
taking
right.
it to mean a different thing. All right.
So they have swarmed back at the end of the corridor. As one, you notice the group in the corridor beginning to thin out as tendrils are moving through the walls towards you.
Moving through the walls.
I asked for clock face. Presumably, Noose says where they're coming
All of
from.
them.
Oh. Oh, I have pepper spray.
If you roll me a perception, you can figure out where they will be attacking you from.
Who's that to?
Whoever wants to roll perception.
Perception is not my strong suit.
Because I'm using.
Unfortunately, I can only tell exactly where they are in space.
She's got a point.
Well, Moose, you know there's definitely an open vent by Anon.
I'm not edging that.
Vent.
You also notice that there's an undersection to the catwalk.
Okay, we need to fall back to a solid surface.
I did suggest this.
And there are a series of vents lining the floor.
Okay, we heal then. So Decorus goes back first.
All right, I go back.
Right. Are we gonna do this as a maneuver?
Yeah, we're gonna peel.
I have team tactics.
Alright, who's the leader?
I'll be leader.
All right, should I roll for giving you a bonus or something?
Yeah, everyone rolls to assist.
All right, this is my bonus to you. Have fucking fun with it.
I've got.
Yeah, I rolled 10d5.
Hey!
I had the thought of like, oh, I rolled 10d5, so I'll just roll 10d1 to make up for it.
Oh no, I got a glitch.
Yeah. I can't help but feel like there was a possibility to make peace with these creatures, and the GM.
There
No.
definitely wasn't.
No, there was not.
No, Jesus, quit exploding at me, all of you. Jesus Christ. Fucking hell, stop hopping at me. I'm saying, this creature, the first one, wasn't hostile, and were we to have played our cards exactly right and gotten the right dice
Not
rolls,
yell at it.
yeah, then there would have been a possibility of making peace with these creatures and not having to fight them. And then I think in that vein, the GM knew that and wanted to get away from it as fast as possible, so tried to incur the alternate possibility as soon as he could.
I mean, to be fair, no matter what had happened, Valencia was shooting. Like
Yeah,
we were paid to take care of the problem in here.
Not to make friends.
To be fair, we were paid to get something. They didn't. There's nothing about the job about these creatures. Just like, get the data.
Like, you do realize I am role-playing Valencia here as a former Marine who thinks in terms of shooting.
Sure, but the job still was just to get the data.
Yeah, so who cares about any of this stuff?
I feel like we're getting off topic.
So we
So
fall
you
back.
are, yes, you are falling back. Where do you fall back to?
I'm taking a full round burst every time I'm set in the peak.
Here's a question: has the bunker door closed behind us?
No, it's still open.
Okay.
Like as you approach it, it reopened.
So okay. So it did close behind us, and it's opening again. I think at the cusp of that doorway seems like a good place to.
Yeah, the door frame should be strong. They should have a really hard time punching through them.
As you are retreating, you notice several of the vents burst open, and dozens of the creatures emerge,
Well,
climbing across the walls. If Noose is still using his thermovision, they're also still inside the walls.
Noose does not have thermal vision. I do.
Enemy sense.
Enemy sense.
Yeah, it keeps going until I explicitly say that I stop it.
Oh, you said it.
Yep. Then you see that they are still coming through the walls, just bursting out of every available vent that they pass.
Still everywhere.
Yep.
They're more everywhere than they used to be.
So, what is your response?
So are we completely surrounded through the walls?
If you have reached the corridor, then no, you are not surrounded. They're still all in front of you.
I'm firing wherever I see the biggest mass of heat, even if that's trying to fire through a wall. Like, every time one of us retreats, like, unless I am actively moving, I am putting lead down.
You're killing a lot of them.
I feel like it's a fruitless effort trying to kill a swarm. It's like stomping on every ant that exits the hill. Good job.
Well, I mean, I'm hoping these are nanomachines, and the fact that these rounds explicitly produce, like, matrix damage within an area for the impact might have some good here, but I only have a limited number of HE grenades, so once they get close again, I'm gonna HE them.
Yeah, so I'm not trying to chastise you. I'm just saying, like, in general, I think the idea of trying to kill them all, like, maybe the GM will allow it to work. But it sounds like
I would hope so. Otherwise, this is an impossible situation.
Yeah. So you've reached the door. What do you do?
I take a position at the back of the line with my pepper spray.
Your magical deadly pepper spray.
Mm-hmm. I also pet my cat, but in real life.
I take up a position not quite at the end with my massive sword.
And I get ready to throw another grenade.
Grenade.
That's how we say grenade in the business.
Assuming that we've gone back, like, how many meters back to the door?
You have reached the door.
No, I mean, like, from where we started peeling to the door, how many meters was it?
About the half the distance of the corridor, so 45 meters.
Okay, so I drop an empty mag.
You got no fragmentation magazines?
Didn't you take a flamethrower?
No, none of us did. Noose could have, but...
I thought I said that Noose took the flamethrower.
Oh.
So yes, one of us did. Noose said he would. And he did.
So yeah, I probably should use the flamethrower. Instead of a sword.
I'm glad your sword didn't get eaten.
Because I put a lot of karma into that sword.
Yeah.
Also, a question. Is there gray goo on the sword that he used to slash through the robots that bleed gray goo?
No, it falls off like mercury.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna switch from sword to flame.
Okay. Give me your heavy weapons.
Have they gotten out into the hallway?
Yes, they are now fully charged.
Yeah, you said they were pouring out now.
Yeah.
So defaulting, so that's 8. I'm still doing sustaining a spell, so that's 6 dice. And to clarify, anytime I use the flamethrower, I'm doing it away from us.
Okay.
To clarify further, do you mean the flamethrower itself is being held by your
Yeah,
magic hands at a location?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You're not just saying, I'm pointing it away, just so you know.
No.
You spray down the corridor in front of you with flame. The creatures, the shitterlings, they charge into it, almost with lemming-like blindness. And as soon as the flames hit them, they begin to pop.
Popcorn. Oh no.
Oh.
Does this send liquid flying everywhere?
Yes.
Ugh.
They weren't kidding.
Heated fluid, and as you walk the flamethrower forward, you'll notice that the group is beginning to disperse and it's losing its blue color.
What, the flame?
No, the hostility.
You were saying it was red.
Yeah.
They are
So it's
becoming...
losing-
Yeah, the more of them you kill, the less hostile that they are becoming.
It's an on or off. They either are or they aren't.
Yeah, well, you could say, you could easily say, the more you kill of them, the less dense the color becomes.
There comes a point where, as you are spraying them down with fire, they turn blue and vanish, and begin skittering into the.
Yeah,
into
it
the
stopped
vents.
being able to see them as soon as they stopped being red.
Well, they've stopped being red.
Great. It's like in
No
Overwatch,
longer
you can
hostile.
see- Great. Can we get all right before we take any action? Group assessment. Everyone okay? Any other hostility within the radius? How's our weapons doing? Reloaded.
I'm gonna rack a new mag in.
Yeah.
How much ammo does the flamethrower even have?
Enough. For this instant, they give us their patented Renraku flamethrower.
The flamethrower is about half full, presuming you just sprayed them down until they went away.
Yeah.
Sure.
Did you bring extra flamethrower fuel?
Didn't think to ask for it, but we probably should have.
If it was available.
Yes.
Did the people recommend, like, oh, you bring the flamethrower, you want some extra?
They handed you 2 extra tanks of flamethrower fuel. If you asked for more, then you would get more.
Great.
I will give this to you. Because I didn't think of it either. We're gonna need fuel for that, aren't we?
No one ever thinks of the fuel for the flamethrower.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing with flamethrowers. They consume a lot of fuel.
But yes, as far as your threat assessment vision goes, you do not see any more hostiles.
Alright.
No
how's
hostiles
the-
within 90 meters.
91 meters. Great. So I want to not step past the threshold of the. First of all, has the gray goo passed the threshold of the door?
There is no gray goo. By setting fire to it, all that is left are cinders and burnt electronics. None of the fleshy bits remain.
I want to take a picture of the scene regarding the popped and melted bits, charred melted bits. There's no gray goo even further down the hallway where we saw the body. How's the body doing, by the way? Dead, presumably?
Still dead. Torn to little chunks because of all the things crawling over it.
Well, there's no hostility. It seems that they either figured out that we're not worth it or are regrouping and aren't hostile until then. There is a possibility.
If they were just regrouping, they would still be hostile.
Sure. There is a possibility, though, and I don't know if this is in-game or out-of-game, but there is a possibility of, from their perspective, it's like, hey, we can't kill these guys, so I'm not going to want to. But I do know who can kill them. Let's go let them know.
Yeah, that's possible.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll find out as soon as that thing gets within 90 meters.
Mm-hmm. All right. But before anything else, I would like to suggest a mind net, because if one of us has to react to something, it would be nice to instantly know, hey, Noose, is this hostile?
Alright, it's going to be putting me at another -2 for everything.
If you're okay with it.
Alright, extended mind net, force of 4. Yep.
Lots of spaghetti.
Resist drain. Yep. Whoa, we got a mind net.
Nice.
Yay.
All right, well, we go for it. So there's absolutely no
Say it
Grey
is because I haven't.
No, there's
Ah.
some leaking. Like, it's all over. The farther back you go, like where the grenade hit, or where Velasco was shooting things with her assault rifle, there will be gray goo there.
All right, I would like to request of Noose to mind hands to gather up some samples of this.
Though
Yeah,
as you approach your way down the corridor, you see the end of it.
Great. I'm in bed with petting my cat, so I can't see it. I'll just trust that it's pretty.
Yeah, Noose is not going to collect any samples at this moment. That's not our priority.
Would I have to make a roll to collect it myself?
Whatever your cyber tech roll is.
So 0?
Can't default.
Yeah. It's an undefaultable skill. I mean, this is a definite lull moment. You said when there's no more hostiles, and there aren't.
Then we could talk about it.
And we did.
Yeah. So we should
You
move
said
on.
no. And of course, it's like I would like to get some of this at some point throughout this mission. And I think the ideal is to do it before we're being chased out of here.
The ideal is to not be chased out of here.
Then, if we aren't being chased, they'll collect it.
Yeah. On the way back.
Alright. Alright, well, let's continue forward then. Everybody's ready.
Is everyone ready to move forward?
Yeah, very carefully with the flamethrower leading the way.
It sounds like somebody's playing an arcade cabinet.
As you approach, you notice that the doorway at the end of the corridor is opened. There is a blinding light coming from within. The area around the doorway is just completely devastated. There are corpses strewn about, several corpses strewn about, and blood smattering the floor and walls.
Any living?
No, nothing is alive.
What kind of room is this?
As you enter the room, you notice that that at some point in time it was some kind of central access elevator hub. There are several offshoot elevators attached to it, but all of them have collapsed and are ruinous. However, as you explore the room, you notice that there is an emergency access hatch that, when opened, provides a ladder leading down.
Okay. I asked Felicia.
How about the elevator shafts? Are they actually blocked with debris, or is there just nothing in there like an elevator?
No, they're collapsed and blocked with debris.
Debris. Debris.
Yep.
So crouching up in front of the hatch, I would like to request Felicia take stance aiming down it before we open the thing up.
Well, I mean, we saw that 91-meter hostility bubble.
That's true. But something could not be hostile over there and then see us and be hostile.
That is correct.
There is nothing hostile that you see down the shaft.
Which doesn't mean there's nothing down the shaft. It just means there's nothing down there that, at this moment, wants us dead.
Okay, hun, you want to open the shaft entrance and I'll shoot anything that's scary?
You got it.
I was speaking to my girlfriend, Dakar.
Yeah, no problem.
Decorus is a problem that she calls everybody hun, so...
So we,
Yeah, I kick flip open the. Yeah, I open the place.
Nice sound effects.
This is sufficiently spooky.
As you go down the ladder, or peer down it, there's nothing that you see immediately that catches your attention. The lights are on. But the area is suspiciously bereft of any signs of combat.
We've made it the farthest.
that or people made it slightly farther and there's a giant room of gore somewhere we don't.
That's possible. The room is lit. How far down does the elevator go? The ladder go?
The ladder goes down a short ways, about 20 meters, before terminating at the bottom floor.
20 meters, so like 60 feet about.
Just about.
I can purge the bottom to make sure that it's safe.
How do you purge it?
With one of these, and I pull out my fireball orbs.
We do have limited resources, as nice as it sounds. And drawing attention to ourselves also sounds less than desirable.
Also,
I
that has
have
to
an
actually
idea.
touch something living.
What's up?
Oh no, I made some that are touch and some that are command activated.
Ah, nice.
What did you say, Galatia?
What I was gonna say is that I don't really want us climbing down ladders, so I'm gonna honestly suggest that I string my rope down and rappel down initially, so that way at least it's fast to get down. So I don't know. Like ladder requires two hands. I can shoot with one hand and rappel and carabine or break with the other hand. It's difficult to do, and it will fuck my rolls, but unlike a ladder, I don't need both hands. Well, I suppose I don't need both hands. I could, like, try to carry my machine pistol with one hand and use the ladder.
An offhand, yeah. Either one sounds good. With the rope option, it sounds positive because it'd be nice to have someone down there covering us as we're coming up. Because looking down into a room from a hatch doesn't exactly give the best field of view for what's happening. But it also means we're separated. There's one person down there and the rest of us up here.
From now on, Noose is going to be transferring the enemy sense to everybody through the mind link.
Great. Wonderful, thank you. The chorus will respond with a mind emoji.
How dare
some
you.
level of appreciation. Would you prefer to go down by rope? Is that your preference?
I think I should actually probably just climb down one-handed with the machine pistol ready to go.
Okay.
Because I don't know how fast y'all can pull me up the rope, but I have enhanced muscles and really good agility, so I can climb pretty fast.
Alright, can we decide a order which we're descending, starting from the bottom going up?
Well, I was going to say, I go down first, declare it clear, and then you follow.
Okay, so Valacia, Anon, Decorus, Noose, or Noose Decorus?
Yeah, Decorus last.
Okay.
First the
All right.
people that can fight, then the person that can fight while on a ladder, and then Decorus.
But that is unfortunate if something comes from the top of the ladder.
Well,
Bullets go up well.
Well. So you are all making the descent.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
making the descent first.
Yep.
Man, the Descent 2 was a shitty movie.
You saying it descended in quality?
So yeah, Valencia down, and then me, and then Decorus, and then No, who's
Sounds good to me.
Alright, let's execute plan.
Descending.
So here's a question.
Yeah.
Here's the answer.
Were any of you watching the door?
I was.
You see the door closing.
The door into this room. Do we
Yes.
see a sensor on our side of it?
No.
Hey, don't close that door. Do they stop?
No.
No.
Can Noose
Magic hands.
Yeah.
Just grab
Magic
the
hands.
door.
Well, it's a heavy bulkhead door. Do you think your magic hands would be able to hold it open?
Strength
Magic
9.
hands- He's got a point.
Roll me your mag. Actually, shit, what would you roll for that?
Strength plus magic.
Yeah,
Strength
roll me
plus force?
plus magic.
Huh?
Strength plus magic or strength plus force, whichever one's higher.
That would be magic. So that is 16. Oh, wait. No, my magic hands can't do this.
Why?
Because since force is 1, they have a physical limit of 1.
You fool! You utter fool!
I'm just imagining Noose with udders on now.
Question though. Can Noose use his magic hands to activate the sensor on the other side of the door?
Well,
Or is
Did
line
any
of
of
sight
you-
a problem there?
did any of you observe the door?
Yeah?
You didn't see a sensor on the other side of the door.
Okay.
That's not
Oh,
cash
the
for
door was
me.
already open.
Yeah, the door was already open.
Huh.
Oh,
So something closed it manually.
As you are watching the door, you notice that 4 thick bars, 2 vertical and 2 horizontal, cross over the door, locking it.
Of course.
I guess the only way out is through.
Yeah, I mean, I've got my aqua vitae, or I mean, not to cut through those bars when you have to come back up, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've got enough explosives to put a serious fucking dent in it if we need to, but...
If only we had thermite.
We have alchemical thermite.
Or thermite bar, rather. Oh, good.
Yeah, like, if it comes to it, we can cut through it. It's just gonna take a while. Let's try going forward.
Sure.
And if we also have a fast method of going through it, but then we have nothing to deal with whatever can rip a troll in half. We might want to consider getting through the door in advance. Using the aqua vitae.
But then, that's another option we don't have to use against the troll herper.
We're not going to. So if that's slow, and we might need to escape through here, we should do this while we still have time.
Yeah, like collecting blood.
Okay. Yeah, I'll cut open the locks with my aquavitae.
There she goes.
Again?
Catting all over the place.
I thought we were making There she goes again.
On her own.
So what is it?
I
What
was more thinking heroin racing through my veins.
What are you using for the roll for the Aqua Vitae?
Oh, I'm not rolling anything. It has damage value, and the bars have to resist.
Is there structure, eh?
Yep. Let me open up. Can't remember if
Attack
it's...
structure. Yeah, and I was for the lyrics. I was going for "Here I Go Again" on my own, but with a "There She Goes."
So, what kind of structure would 4-inch thick chrome steel bars have?
Bunker.
4-inch. What's that in centimeters?
8.
Alright, 8 centimeters. I believe it's 10 centimeters. Oh man, I've actually forgotten what page it's on.
Oh no.
There it is.
Remember. Hey, good job.
Yeah, 10 centimeters.
Here I go again, off to Rome.
So this would be 80% of whatever it is. Would you call this reinforced material like a security door, or a heavy structural material, or an armored reinforced material, or
This would be
a blast
armored
bunker?
reinforced. This would be armored reinforced since it's chrome covered steel.
Armored reinforced blast bunker.
Or more correctly, chrome plated steel.
You're chrome plated.
So armored
So
reinforced sounds about
14
right.
times 0.8 is 12 structure with 24 armor.
Oh, actually,
Each.
12 structure and 24 armor.
I mean, if we break the door, we don't need to worry about these bars. We can just duck under them, right?
I've got 3 of these things. I'm pretty sure if Felicia rolls damage or rolls demolitions, I can get extra DV on the thing. If
That works.
If you,
I would like to just submit, probably not the safest option, but I would like to submit the idea that if somebody opened this thing, we could probably, or if somebody closes this thing, we could probably open it if we just find out where that happened from.
Probably. But that
Power
assumes
in.
that we get all the way over there and aren't being chased before that.
Yeah, I just don't know how valuable this Aquavita stuff is.
Less than our lives.
And also that we only have 3 of it, and there's 4 bars. Also a door after that.
no, I said I have 4.
Could have sworn you said 3. Can you use 2 on some of the bars and 1 on the door?
Well, it was stated that the bars were what was locking it.
Are you going to be able to just open the door like a door to a house once the bars are gone?
Probably not, but it won't be locked. It'll just be forced closed.
There's also, I would like to bring forth an unfortunate implication. There might be bars just like this on the other side of the door, too.
Lilith?
Yeah.
Can you roll a demolition? Awesome. So, each bar is being hit with 17p AP minus 4.
And you said I was rolling 24 plus 12? That'd be
Yes.
20 plus 12, so that would be 32.
24 plus 12?
Yep.
And each one has 12 health.
Sure.
Wait, so I'm only rolling 24? I'm confused.
It's
So
structure
it
plus
is-
armor with structure boxes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. There's
So
the first
a-
bar.
There's a threshold of 12.
7 damage.
Okay.
I guess I'll have to use another one on that bar. So, same dice pool.
Okay. Would you just like to use some common sense?
To tell that this is absolutely not going to work.
Well, common sense says if you weaken the bars, they would be easier to break later if you need to.
Yeah. It would probably be more valuable to use one of these on each of them.
Yeah, alright.
Maybe hit him with my sword.
One on each then. So roll next one.
Okay.
Hey, that one suffers 5 damage.
Did we rule that we aren't using barrier ratings for experience points, or for alien generation, or was that just like determined?
Well, we
I
already
don't think it
determined-
matters.
Because we already agreed you're getting paid $1 million.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hey.
That's 3 and that's 4. So one of those bars is well and truly fucked up.
Yeah, that
The
last
rest of
one.
them,
That last one took. That last one only has one box left.
it has a structure of 12.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it took 17.
So it would take 9, so it would have 3, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's how math works.
Thank you.
Also, did you remember to subtract 4 from all those rolls?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, they're all weakened. If you want to take a stab at it.
It'd probably be better for Inan to use my sword.
I'm not bonded to your sword though.
Neither am I.
You're not?
No, it takes 21 karma. And we haven't had a run since then.
True. Okay. I mean, I'll just hit it with my sword.
Or, what is your strength?
5.
Oh, so it would even still be better for Noose to use it then. Okay, so Noose is gonna roll his 6 dice for
What
sword.
about your physical limit?
Physical
It doesn't
limit
matter,
is
it's an
replaced with
accuracy.
accuracy.
Would News like to use some more common sense?
2 net hits. Well, first he'd like to do 16 damage at minus 5 AP to the first thing.
Okay.
Before common sense, let me do
Yeah.
this thing that could easily
Yep.
end badly somehow.
Yep. You are going to hit a chrome
Metal-
steel bar with a sword.
Yes.
Okay.
A fantastically crafted sword.
That's going to be a loud noise,
Decent
and there
metal.
are insect creatures all around us.
That's a-okay. Since you hit it for 9, or you hit it for... What is that? 16 minus 9?
Yeah, 16 at minus 5.
16 at minus 5, so at 5 HP that would be gone. That would be sheared through. So you sheared through the first bar.
What's common sense?
Common sense is if you start whacking a metal bar with a sword, you're going to lose sharpness on the sword. And possibly break it.
Yeah, but
I mean, there aren't any rules for that.
makes sense though.
Makes sense.
I've actually
Well,
done it to Nexumbra in the past when he tried to use a chainsaw to shear through a bunker surface. I think he got a.
Yeah, but that was a
glitch.
thick wall of, like, blast bunker quality.
Was that also because he got a glitch?
I think he
that's what-
did.
Yeah, like a glitch is like a reasonable thing to do that to.
Okay.
Have you ever hit a knife to a metal surface?
This isn't a knife.
It's a big knife.
This is a Zweihander.
The fucking master-crafted sword.
This is literally the best sword you can get.
And
There's
you're
nothing
hitting
more
solid-
durable than it.
You're hitting a solid
Sword-wise.
steel bar with it.
Well, no.
Yeah,
I'm hitting a
Are you
weakened
gonna-
steel bar with it.
Have
Are
you
you
have you seen the cold steel the cold steel weaponry videos? They cut through other swords all the time.
Yeah, but here's the problem with that logic. And I don't mean to be a dick about it, but here's the problem with that logic. You're hitting, even weekend, it's still a 4-inch thick steel bar. I presume it works like acid, so you'd have to be hitting it in the same spot, but you're still hitting at least an inch to an inch and a half of solid steel.
Yeah, so you know
As
what?
opposed to
You know how
with
how
even
those
thicker
were-
solid
You know how
steel.
that's referenced in
break.
Time out. Swords aren't that thick. They're measured in like quarters of centimeters. There's a big difference between A and B.
That's not the side that I'm whacking it at. I'm not
Yeah,
hitting it with the
you know-
blunt end of a sword.
You know how that's represented in the game? Through the structure rating that you're rolling.
I'm here too.
No, I'm thinking
Um,
about it.
One
Because
second,
it's
I
still-
actually have something for that.
Yeah, it still doesn't sound to me like that sword's going to be 100% when you're done whacking through 4 steel bars on it. I'm sorry, that's not really an argument that makes sense to me.
I hear you. Like,
Especially
if
being-
nothing else, the thin tip of the sword might be bent one way or another.
Yeah, I mean, I was just. I know this is like 11th hour and shit, but like, I do have a go bar on.
What? You cut out.
A go bar. A gorilla bar?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a beefed up crowbar. We've weakened it with acid. Let's try to pop them.
Well, why didn't you say that?
Because people are very busy with swords.
Also, proposal.
Busy with Swords is my new band name.
So that we don't have to argue about it in the future, if you hit something that has a lot of armor, like a barrier with a weapon, a melee weapon, and you deal less damage than it has armor, it loses 1+1 strength worth of damage. If it runs out of +1s, then it breaks.
That's the fair compromise. I can accept that.
Sweet. So now we have to be careful about... question about that. Does this only apply to sharp weapons or clubs as well?
Yeah, that would apply to clubs too.
Like, I hit the wall with a hammer. Well, the
Yeah,
hammer-
and you're going to break your hammer.
Yeah. We'll just apply it across melee weapons to save on discussion time.
We did it. We solved a problem.
As a group, where people were disagreeing, and we did it civilly. That's great.
I'm sorry I didn't pipe up with the crowbar thing earlier. I was just like, wait, I know I have something for this situation.
And because I'm actually quite happy that we resolved this issue peaceably, everybody gets an edge.
Yeah. No,
Whoa.
guys, I just have to say, I just feel like I have to say this. We could have easily just resolved this if we just asked Google. I mean...
But yes, no,
You still haven't let that go.
Now, on the plus side, you have weakened the bar, so if you try to pop it with the crowbar, you'll be going against a reduced threshold, because you weakened it with acid.
Dun-dun-dun.
Who of us has the highest strength?
I have 9.
I have 3.
Ish.
I have 5.
I also have 1 physical limit.
In honor.
I have 6, and my limit is better.
How
Yeah,
often-
it's not,
How often do your characters bench press together?
I have the highest strength if you want me to hit something with something.
So as a curiosity, if you put 2 people on a crowbar, I will allow you to combine your strengths.
Yeah, let's
As a
just
teamwork
Okay.
test.
let's do that.
Have 9 strength. Here's my first teamwork.
I'm just gonna say while
That
this
hit
is
my
happening-
physical limit.
Well, okay, hold on. Just as a brief pause, everyone's working on this door. Degoris is just gonna like watch down the hole in the ladder to make sure we aren't being ambushed from beneath.
It doesn't matter. If they ambush us, then I'll know.
Yep.
Well, if a swarm of bugs just nonchalantly and unknowingly walks up here, I'll Degoris
Yeah.
will know before you do.
Yep.
I'm feeling like I should have invested in the Jaws of Life instead.
The reverse bear trap.
So we have 2 successes.
Well, I mean, we're just gonna keep trying at it until the crowbar or the bars go.
Well, if you go, tell you what, give me an extended test. Threshold 6, 5 minutes.
That was my
Losing one
strength.
from each of us.
Oh yeah, sorry. So that was 5.
Alright, well, we did it.
That's
We'll
one.
see.
Here, let me roll mine anyway.
So are we counting the? So we're saying 2 since you sliced through one and you crowbarred the next. So you got 2 more bars to go. Same threshold. Threshold. What did I say? 6. 5 minutes.
Hmm. And this is a new extended test?
Yes.
Alright.
So the second bar or the third bar breaks.
Whoops. That's the wrong one. Oh.
And the fourth bar breaks.
Yeah, I was like, I'm sorry that just took my brain so long. I'm like, I'm a breacher. I know I have something for like bars and locks and hinges.
No.
Like I have purchased this. Like,
So you have broken the bars. Are you going to attempt to open the door?
Probably be a good idea.
Pry.
yeah, might as well try.
Is there any red on the other side of the door?
There is not.
I would hope not, or else I probably would have seen it
Yeah,
sometime in the last, 20 minutes we've been doing this.
Let's put this door back, or these bars back.
All right. So to open the door, give me 3 tests, 5 minutes. No, actually, just yeah, threshold 12, 5 minutes. Roll your test.
What was the threshold?
12
And what are you rolling?
to pry open the door.
But, what are we rolling?
Same thing you were rolling before. So 5 successes on the first try.
I'd like to point out that I'm
One
fucking
second.
natural.
So you're at 11. The door opens a crack. You hear clattering and chittering outside of it.
Do we see? We look.
You can see through the door. You can see through the cracks in the door.
Get the flamethrower ready.
Okay. I guess I'll just leave it to Valacia.
Yay.
Oh, come on. You know who opens the pickle jars on the ship.
It's not Noose if there's one limit.
Yeah,
It would almost be better for Noose to do it without his magic hands.
You successfully pried the door open with a screech.
This will be interesting.
Yeah, there are a fair number of the chitterlings in the back. They turn towards you, and Noose's vision lights up.
Yeah, flamethrower them, please. I'm gonna pull back away from the door.
I would like to point out an extra benefit to opening this door early. It's like, oh, there's a group of enemies coming from the tunnel beneath. Let's fight them while we open the door. Or we open the door. Oh shit. Now we're surrounded on both sides.
All right. You surprise them. You douse them in flame.
In controlled bursts to conserve ammo.
I mean, you don't know. You're just working on the heavy weapon skill. How do you know to do that?
Well, you don't get all of them, but you get enough of them that they disperse again.
Are they red?
No.
Okay. Let's keep going, then.
Are there still any silver left?
No, like you burned them the last time, it's all gone.
Also, I have something that I need to do tonight.
Oh no. Well, we've opened the door that can no longer lock, and we have another corridor to go down, except this time down. So, good time to stop?
Up to you.
I have something that I need to do tonight.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Oh,
We start descending the ladder, and the screen fades to black. Loading scene.
Man, this is the worst video game. It takes a week to load.
So it's like Mass Effect 1 on PC. Don't get me wrong, I love Mass Effect, and I think that I'm not only transgender, I'm trans-species, and I should have been born in Asari.
oh, yes, yeah.
But also, those elevators were fucking interminable.
And on that note, I'm ending the stream.
Bye, everybody.
See y'all next time.
Yay, we didn't